Welcome to Sacrilegious Discourse.
For this is what the Sovereign Lord says.
Why do you need prophets to tell people who you are and what you want?
If you can justify everything that the God of the Bible has done, then you can justify any of your behavior.
A lot of this mentality is trickling into what is now mainstream right-wing Christianity.
I am capable of empathy greater than this God of the Bible.
This is a Bible that they tell kids. This is the good Lord. This is the good book. He is fantasizing about murder, mass murder.
Head over to sacrilegiousdiscourse.com right now to find out how to leave us a review or support us on Patreon.
Hey there, sinners and saints. It's your favorite Bible-bashing duo from Sacrilegious Discourse, and we need your help.
That's right, folks. We're raising funds for some heavenly equipment and a studio that doesn't sound like it's in the depths of hell.
Our current setup, let's just say it's more apocalypse than audiophile.
So if you want to hear us dissect the Bible without the background noise of demonic squirrels, chip in a few bucks.
We're aiming for $5,000 to upgrade our audio and build a studio worthy of blasphemous banter.
Donate today and help us spread the good word of atheism.
You can find a link right on our homepage, sacrilegiousdiscourse.com. Every dollar counts.
Even if it's from your collection plate. Husband!
Wife!
It's been a minute. Do you know where we are?
Well, we kind of slacked, so It's been like a week, I think, but we finished Joel.
We did. We finished George and Jeff and Geoff.
Or Joel. But Joel.
Jojo Bean.
It's just Joel. But anyway, so what are we getting into today?
A mouse.
No. Nope, that's not correct either.
Amos.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this will be the 30th book of the Bible that we're reading.
I'm glad you're counting.
I mean, I'm good at that. At least up to 30 anyway. I don't know. When we get to 31, it might be off. I don't know. We'll see. So what are we hopping into? Like, what is this Amos crap?
Aimless? I sounded like you said aimless.
No, Amos crap.
Amos crap.
Yeah.
He's a guy, and we're going to talk about him and intro the book, and then we're going to read chapter 1.
All right. You ready to do this?
I suppose I am.
Let's do it.
Okie dokie. Husband.
Wife.
Do you remember what happened yesterday?
Well, we read the first chapter of Amos.
We did.
Yeah. And in that chapter, God was a murderous dickhead.
That tracks.
Yeah.
Sounds about right.
And he was mad at a lot of people, like the Philistines and lots of people, whatever.
Tyre,
whatever the hell it was.
Ammonites.
And and it was mostly for doing shit that God's done in the past in the Bible.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I found it quite hypocritical.
As usual.
And overly mean.
Yes.
That was my takeaway.
Well, I mean, it said in the intro when I was telling you what this book is about, that this is one of the more violent and vitriolic, heated books of the Bible.
Yeah, and it lived up to its end of the bargain there.
It's only 9 chapters.
Right? Yeah. I mean, Joel was only 3 chapters, so,
Yeah, but this one's like, he's a mean son of a bitch.
Right.
Don't like.
No, I don't either. So that was Amos chapter 1.
Sure as fuck was.
Which means that today we're getting into
Amos chapter 2.
Let's do this.
Okie dokie. Alrighty doodle, we are going to hop into this second chapter of Amos.
All right.
This is what the Sovereign Lord says.
Is it now?
For 3 sins of Moab, even for 4, I'll not relent.
Even for 4.
Even for 4.
Not even for that 4th one.
Yeah, and 5 is right out. Because he burned to ashes the bones of Edom's king, I will send fire on Moab. Fuck those guys. That will consume the fortresses of Kerioth. Moab will go down in great tumult amid war cries and the blast of the trumpet.
Oh, okay.
Brr, 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 brr.
So it's going to be a war. Mm-hmm. There's going to be a war.
I'm going to get you.
Yeah.
I will destroy her ruler and kill all her officials with him, says the Lord.
Yeah, the God, this God, the God that's the God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This
This
is what the Lord says.
Yeah.
For 3 sins of Judah,
even for 4.
Yeah, I will not relent. Because they have rejected the law of the Lord and not kept his, my decrees.
Yeah.
Because they have been led astray by false gods, those fuckers, the gods their ancestors followed, I will send fire on Judah that will consume the fortresses of Jerusalem.
Wait, weren't we just destroying Moab and some enemies, and now we're destroying Judah?
Yeah, each chapter. Do you remember in the intro?
Yeah, no.
Each chapter, it's getting closer to home.
I got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So here we come. It's about to get on Israel now. Okay. This is what the sovereign Lord says.
Yeah.
For 3 sins of Israel,
even for
4. Yeah. I will not relent.
He's not going to relent. This guy's not going to stop. He's going to keep going. This guy
is relentless.
He is going to kill these people really, really hardcore.
Yeah.
Because that's what God does.
One time my sister and I went to see this movie, and the train would not stop. It was like the train, it was one of those speed, remember the movie
Speed, the one that was on the train, though?
Yeah, it was that one, right?
That train didn't stop.
No, and they kept talking about the train. And so finally, I think she and I and maybe 2 other people were the only ones in the theater. And I go, the train, the motherfucking train. The train won't stop. Because that fucking train would not stop. It was relentless. Yeah. Just like this fucker.
Yeah, it wouldn't have mattered if there was 3, even 4 roadblocks in its way.
No.
Yeah.
No.
It would have just kept going.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
They sell the innocent for silver and the needy for a pair of sandals.
Damn.
Those fuckers. They're would you take this kid? I gotta get some more shoes. I need some fucking sandals. If I throw in a change of clothes for the kid, could I get my nails did too? Right? Yeah. They trample on the heads of the poor as on the dust of the ground and deny justice to the oppressed. Father and son use the same girl, and so profane my holy name. They use the same girl.
Yeah, I got it. But there was a lot of that though in the Bible where they were,
But the way they phrase it, I took some milk out of the fridge and poured myself, I used a glass for the milk. I used a girl for the fucking. I used a cow for the getting the milk.
Right.
I used the stove for the cooking, and then I used the girl again for the fucking.
It was rather callous and shallow.
Yeah. They use the same girl, the way you do.
Right. Yeah. You would think if you were railing against this as a god because it was wrong, you would phrase that differently.
Right.
In a different manner.
Okay, so look. Okay, we're going to play act here. I'm God for a minute, okay? Ready? So, I'm God, and I'm not really mad that they used the same girl. I'm just mad that they did it in a different god's name. I mean, my people use the same girl all the time, but they know it's about the Yahweh.
Right, right, yeah.
And they don't do the Asherah poles, except for in the next chapter when I yell at them for doing the Asherah poles.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't. Was I supposed to contribute, or you just were monologuing as God there?
Did you have anything to offer?
I didn't really have anything to offer. No.
Honestly, that's what he sounds like to me.
Sure. Yeah.
Honestly.
No, it's really bad. The things that we are. The problem is that we are talking about things that happen under his watch and that he condones oftentimes, depending on the situation.
Right.
Right. Mm-hmm. Or at least overlooks. And it just really depends on what is happening and what needs to happen according to this God and whatever. So,
if you were writing a book These things that only happen to move the plot forward, like, they would never fly. An editor would never let that pass.
Right.
Unless you were writing 50 Shades of Grey or some drivel like that, which I shouldn't say that because, I mean, the author completed the novel and published it.
Well, this is the Bible, right? It's been around for thousands of years, and it's got so many followers, right? There's so many people that follow this thing. But, like, you take a Star Trek fan, and they're going to care way more about, like, correctness.
Yeah.
And holding to the same themes than what the Bible.
Like, we're Star Trek fans, and we're like, that's out of character. Why is Cisco acting like that? Like, because we're watching Deep Space Nine right now, like, working our way through it. And we're like, why they write him like that this episode? That's not how that goes.
Right.
Or like, oh, Dax is dead? What the fuck? I didn't know that was coming because, we never watched.
Sure.
Yeah.
But I'm talking about more like, so like there's that, again, this is a deep cut on Star Trek, but like they covered this a while back where they're only allowed to go like warp 4 or 5 or something like that because it's going to destroy the fabric of the universe or something.
Yeah, that was in Next Generation.
Sure.
And they brought it up. It was like a big deal.
Right. But they don't hold to that.
It never comes up again.
Right.
Not ever.
Yeah. And I'm like, wait, like, you guys can't do that. You can't go that fast because you're gonna ruin the universe.
You have to only save that for emergencies.
Right.
If you do it at all.
Yeah.
It should be like the lead in the pipes, illegal.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, have you been hearing the reports that they're like, we should really make it illegal and make people replace the pipes in their houses, right? And then the rest of America is like, wait, I thought we already made that law. And they're like, oh, I mean, we did it for like buildings, but not like houses, like Michigan and stuff.
Right.
And then we're like, what? So we're just living with all this, like, there's literally no safe amount of lead.
Right.
Like, not even, it's not like, well, if you just have a little bit, if you only go to warp 4, it should be okay. No lead, no warp.
Right.
Okay?
Yeah.
No. Anyways.
So I'm just saying, though, that Star Trek, fans are much more, they hold the storyline to its word.
Yeah.
Like they get mad when things don't, hold to what they say.
Right. As do any fandom.
Right.
Any fandom holds its characters and plot lines accountable and says, writers, you failed us.
Right.
Or they might say, ooh, that happened during the writer's strike. So that tracks that was a bad season.
Sometimes things happen in a series where they're like, no, we're going to disregard that because it doesn't fit with the rest of the overarching story, right? So some things that happen fall outside of canon.
Sure.
But it's still known that they fall outside of canon.
Right.
Whereas in the Bible, canon is 2,000 years worth of the same fucking literature.
Yeah.
And it doesn't
and they don't
match
care.
up.
And the fans don't care.
The fans don't care.
And I'm like, why do I care more about your fandom than you do?
Right?
That makes no fucking sense.
It's problematic.
Y'all are the passionate ones, right? The passion, of the Christ, right?
Right.
Like y'all are the ones that are trying to convince me how awesome this is. Well, I'm just reading it, and I'm like, okay, tell me when we get to the good bit where it all comes together. And then, we're getting to the end of the Old Testament and it is not coming together.
No.
It's falling even further apart.
I think it's the holes in the plot, like the things that don't mesh up for me. And it's consistently all the way through because every episode, every chapter, we've had something to say.
Yeah.
About
it's consistently inconsistent.
Yeah.
And it's consistently hypocritical.
Right.
And it's consistently grotesque.
Yes.
And that is not any religion I want to be part of.
Right.
So, all right. I'm so sorry. Let's continue with chapter 2.
Yeah.
So those fucks use the same girl and so profane my holy name.
Got it.
Okay. Mm-hmm. They lie down beside every altar on garments taken in pledge. Oh, so when somebody's like bringing in like a sacrifice, right?
Yeah.
They're like, oh, this is nice threads, so let's lay down and fuck on it.
Is that that's what they do?
Yeah, that's, okay. I mean, they lie down beside every altar on garments taken in pledge.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
In the house of their God, they drink wine taken as fines. See,
okay.
that's what I'm saying. Like, all this stuff that is coming in for a reason, they're like, and that is mine, and that is mine. And
right, which is exactly what we were saying was happening from the get-go, because why that's what was happening.
Like, oh, are you mad that the grifty fucks are grifting?
You're telling I can't accept the fact that these people would take things from people as a sacrifice, quote unquote, and then just let it rot.
Yeah.
You know, like no.
Okay, so the first time that okay, so my sister and my mom and I like briefly attended this, I want to say it was like a Methodist church in San Antonio. And like they did communion. I didn't, because I have never like been into that. Like,
sure,
it's just creepy and weird to me.
Yeah.
Like I couldn't grasp it.
Why would you want to eat the blood and, you know,
and
drink the blood and eat the body of a dead person?
I didn't want to pretend I was eating and
weird,
drinking
right?
a person. Yeah, like I couldn't grasp what it was. Sure. And I was in high school, so I wasn't like just, you know, this little kid that's like, I don't get it. What?
Right. No, you're like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
No, I'm good, man.
Yeah.
Like,
so like
I don't know what this is, but it seems real cultish.
Yeah. I just watched from afar, right? And so but my mom was friends with the pastor, who was a lady, which was a big deal, because not all Christianity allows women to be leaders.
Sure.
So this is a big deal. So after the service is done, she's got like these leftover loaves of bread, and it was so like disconcerting. Like, a half hour ago, it was the body of Christ, but now it's just like, hey, do you want to take this home? Otherwise, I got to throw it away. You know what I mean? Like, what? It was the body of Christ, but now is just Panera at the end of the night. You know what I'm saying? Like, what?
Yeah, that is a little, that's funny.
Yeah. I couldn't. I was like,
what are we going to do with this leftover Christ? Jesus.
I hate it when we have all this Jesus laying around.
We always have too much Christ. What the fuck? I'm
like, buy less. Like, better that you run out of body.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I guess not. You got to have too much body. I can't do communion. That's a whole different ball of weird.
Right, yeah.
All right. So anyways, he's like, grifters are grifting, and that pisses me off, because I'm God and only my people get to grift.
But not really.
But only sometimes. Sure. On some Thursdays.
Yeah.
Yet I destroyed the Amorites before them, though they were tall as fuck. They were tall as the cedars and strong as the oaks. Them giants. Yeah, remember the Amorites?
Was that what they were? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. The Amorites and the
I can't remember exactly which ones were the giants, but the Amorites sounds right.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. But there was another one that started with A too. And I want to say it was the Amalekites.
I don't remember at this point.
I could have it totally confused.
Sure.
I'm known to do that. It started with an A. Okay. Yeah. So these fucks were tall, and God destroyed them, but y'all still grifting, and I'm pissed. I destroyed their fruit above and their roots below. I burned up that plant. I brought you up out of fucking Egypt and led you 40 years in the wilderness to give you the land of the Amorites. I know. He, like, strings attached forever.
Right?
Like,
we can never forget about Egypt.
Dude, it's been centuries at this point.
Right.
Like hundreds of fucking years, and you're still bringing that up.
And moreover, we've discovered it never fucking happened, man.
I know.
I mean, most likely it never happened. I mean, based on all of archaeological evidence, it never fucking happened.
Okay, but like, let's say you're like living in the, what is this? Like the negative 700s, right? Like the 700 and some odd BCEs.
Right, yeah.
Right? So, I know it's not negative, but so like I'm seeing it on a timeline, and so the BCEs are the negative numbers, right? So okay, you're walking around in fucking negative 700 and some BCE, right?
Sure.
And you're like talking to God, right? And God's like, I brought you guys out of Egypt. And he's like that was so long. Like, we're negative 700, but that was like negative 5,000, like,
Right.
or whatever.
Yeah.
You know, like, God.
That would be like if Thomas Jefferson were our God and he was like, I brought you out of Appalachia.
Like,
And I'm
what?
like, what? Thanks for the Louisiana Purchase, man, but fuck off.
Right? Like, I mean, like Lewis and Clark, right? Like, what even?
Yeah.
Weren't Lewis and Clark the guys?
They were the ones that explored,
surveyors,
yeah.
right?
Yes.
Okay. I was just making sure.
I think it was Sacagawea.
Yeah.
Went with them.
And they raped her a lot.
That was my understanding, yes.
Yeah. Not good.
No, but she's got a coin now, so I mean, I guess
that evened up.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, so it would be like if those surveyors were like, we surveyed the land, we led you across the rest of the United States of the Americas.
Right.
And like you said, you know,
right. I just use a different, yeah.
I know. I really wanted to like tie it together like, wait, what? That was those guys, right?
Yes.
Okay. So yeah, and we would be like, yes, and thank you for that centuries ago, sir.
Mm-hmm.
You raped people though, so.
But it's not even fucking relevant 200 or 300 years later, right?
Much less hundreds and thousands of years later.
Right.
Like,
yeah.
Get over yourself, my guy.
Right.
You know what? God needs to go fucking a share pole. That's what. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. He is just salty because his wife done left him. They wrote her out of the picture.
Right.
I also raised up the prophets from among your children and Nazarites from among your youths. Is this not true, people of Israel?
Well, to be fair, when he was writing this, the Nazarites, they were a thing that was early on in the Bible. We never heard about them after that ever again.
Right.
So it's funny that he says that because it's like, yeah, I guess according to the early Bible, that's true, but it kind of got left to the side.
But then we start hearing about the Nazarites again because
of the prophets, though.
No, yeah, but what I'm saying is in the New Testament, we're going to hear about the Nazarites because Jesus is of Nazareth. You know, Jesus of Nazareth.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
So we'll hear about them.
Okay, so it's still something they probably talked about back then, but it lost favor for a while or something.
I guess.
Maybe. I don't know.
I mean, who knows?
We didn't talk about the Nazarites for a long time in the Bible. So.
Yeah. And
they were kind of important at one point. So
I mean, not as important as the Levites, I guess, but still,
even they kind of disappeared. They did for a bit.
And it's like it was a birthright, and then it was just a club,
right?
Well,
that's what I'm saying. There's no consistency.
None. But you, continues the God, he's declaring all this shit.
Yeah.
But you made the Nazarites drink wine. Oh, remember that? And commanded the prophets not to prophesy. But that was God tempting them. Remember?
No, they didn't. That was another group. That was not the Nazarites.
Not the Nazarites?
No. That was some tribe that lived out in the...
They were non-drinkers.
I can't remember the name of the tribe, but it was not the Nazarites.
No? Okay. Well, I really wanted it to be them because they were the non-drinkers.
And besides, it wasn't God tempting them. It was, I think that was Isaiah. That was bringing them in and having
He's
them,
like,
he was putting on a show for the other people to show how well they held
He's like, watch, they're not even going to fucking drink. Watch.
Right. Yeah.
Hey, want a beer?
Right.
Hey, I got some good wine over here. No? Are you sure? I won't tell.
But no, that was not the Nazarites.
All right. Well, it could have been, though.
It couldn't have been because it wasn't.
But
so.
I mean, it might as well have been, though, for all I care.
Okay.
Is what I mean.
I see.
Yeah. Now then, continues God.
Yeah.
I will crush you as a fucking cart crushes when loaded with grain. You know, when you put too much shit in your car and it weighs down and the axle falls off the back? That's what I'm going to do to you, said God.
Okay.
Really? Well, that's oddly specific.
It really is.
It's very strange and weird.
Yeah.
Like, can I...
So, so you're like, what, load rocks up on me, or what's happening?
What's in the trunk?
I don't understand exactly what he's planning on doing here.
Full on you, because I'm riding on a moped. Boom. The swift will not escape. The strong will not muster their strength. And the warrior will not save his life.
Okay.
Except for if he's Worf. Worf is a warrior, but he is not a merry man. But he will always be a warrior and save somebody's life.
Yes. Okay. I'm looking at wife very questioningly right now because I'm like,
mark
what?
your bingo board if you just heard him roll his eyes at me. Because, okay, look, it says, the warrior will not save his life. And all I could imagine is like Worf going, the hell you say.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah, well, no, I guess I was kind of, we talk about Star Trek sometimes.
I know.
And we did already in this episode.
Yeah.
But that was like to assume that everybody knows how to relate Worf to the Bible.
I know that we're
separate.
I know that we're almost done. There's like 2 sentences left, but sure. I gotta say something Star Trek related, actually, totally off topic.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So we are on the last episode, or I'm sorry, the last season of Deep Space Nine.
I believe, yeah.
Yeah. So we did not know that Jadzia dies.
No, we did not.
And so
post spoiler alert.
I mean, honestly, like a show that old, can it be spoiled?
I mean, it could. Maybe there's people like, watching it right now, and they've never, much like us, never saw the end of Deep Space Nine.
Well,
you never know. So, we just spoiled it for somebody.
Okay, Bruce Willis was a ghost the whole time.
Jeez.
So anyway, we didn't pause it and like talk about it.
Right.
But it was very shocking because we just assumed, oh, this is Star Trek, they'll bring her back, whatever.
Yeah.
And they kind of did, but not really. Like they brought the Dax symbiont back in a different individual, but Jadzia is gone.
Yes.
And that was just like, what?
Right.
How dare?
Mm.
Like, I want to read the trivia and find out why. Like, what happened?
Right.
Did she, like, get a deal somewhere else? Did she just be like, I'm out? Was there sexual harassment involved? Were they like, bitch, we don't like you anymore. You're a diva, and write her off? Like, I have no idea what happened.
Nor do I.
Huh.
Nor
okay.
do I.
All right. Let's wrap this chapter up. 2 sentences. Ready?
Yeah.
The archer, remember I just said the warrior won't be strong and the fasty guy won't be fast.
Right.
Yeah. The archer will not stand his ground. The fleet-footed soldier will not get away. And the horseman will not save his life.
I see.
Even the bravest warriors will flee naked on that day, declares the Lord. The end. That was shocking.
Why are they going to be naked?
Because they don't even have time. They're like, okay, so like you're supposed to have a bug out bag, right?
Okay.
So like you grab it on the go. If there's an emergency, right? You have all your documents and change of underwear and, toothbrush and you grab it and you go, right?
Sure.
Your bug out bag, right? These guys didn't even have a chance to like put on their undies.
But what does it matter whether they were fleeing or not? Because he's going to kill them all anyway. Like they said, the swift won't survive.
Okay,
the
because
horse people won't survive.
Let me ask you this:
will survive.
Even though we don't believe in an afterlife, right?
Okay.
But let me ask you this: your legacy, okay? Would you you're about to be murdered? Okay. Would you rather be murdered while you're wearing clothes or while you're naked?
While I'm wearing clothes.
Right. So
So this is just a humiliation on top of the...
Yeah. He's like, I'm going to murder you, but first I'm going to watch you run around naked.
Got it.
In front of each other.
Yeah.
And I'm going to laugh at all your flopping willies.
Literally like the kid that was frying ants.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's just like, I'm going to torture and kill you all.
Mm-hmm. And I'm going to point and laugh.
Right.
Because I'm God, hear me roar.
Yeah. Unless you beg for mercy and say you love me a lot.
And I might not hear you. It just depends on my fucking mood and which way I'm looking. And if there's a tall tower on a different part of the planet, whatever.
Right.
Fuck that guy.
All right. Well, you got anything else for today?
No, fuck this chapter. Fuck this book. Fuck this Bible.
That was Amos chapter 2.
Sure as fuck was.
And we will actually be back tomorrow with, it's going to be a day off for most of you, but it'll be a special Patreon episode for those on Patreon. Mm-hmm. You'll get to hear a teaser on our regular feed. And obviously, we would love it if you joined us on Patreon and helped us out. Mm-hmm. You can get memberships as low as $1 a month, and it really does make a difference to us.
It really does.
And so just if you can, head over to patreon.com/sacrilegious discourse and join us over there so you can catch the new Patreon episode that we'll be releasing tomorrow.
Yes. And then after that, we'll be back with Amos Chapter 3.
All right. We'll see you then.
Bye. Husband!
Wife!
Do you know what we're reading today?
Well, no, not yesterday. We did our special episode yesterday for the patrons. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The election
You should go listen to it. It was good.
It had really keys good. Inside of it.
Yeah. But 2 days ago, we read Amos chapter 2.
Sure as fuck did.
And in that chapter, God was kind of pissed.
He was big mad.
Yeah. He was mad, I think, mostly at, like, everybody.
Mostly.
But it started off with him, like, yelling at Moab, the king of Edom, and some different people.
Yeah.
And then it moved into Judah and Israel.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'm gonna kill y'all.
Yeah.
I'm gonna you're all sucking, and you're not doing good things, and it's not gonna be good for you. It's not gonna be pretty.
This whole book of this whole Bible has been that.
Well, yeah.
You just described every fucking chapter.
Yeah, no, I get a little sick of saying it, honestly. It's just like God hates what people are doing, and then, murders people.
Yep, pretty much.
That's how it goes.
Yep.
So, yeah, so that was basically the gist of Amos chapter 2.
Okay.
Which means that today we're getting into Amos chapter 3. And even tomorrow it'll be 4. All right, let's do this.
Okie dokie. Alrighty, let's get into this Amos chapter 3.
Amos.
What? Why?
Because I wanted to.
But you didn't correct me last time.
I know. And you gave me hell after the podcast.
Gave you hell?
You mentioned it. You're like, you didn't even correct me. And I was like, well, I guess I got to correct you now.
Okay, that is not how I said it, and that is not giving you hell, even if it was how I said it. You responded that Amos is close enough to Amos that you were not going to worry about it.
It's true.
So I just assumed
that
when you said that you weren't, going to worry about it.
Got
and then
it.
Just now you did. So I'm like a little taken aback.
I'm sorry. So I'll try not to correct you as much in this book as other books.
Okay.
Because it is pretty close.
It is, right?
Yeah.
And anyway, you keep calling him Amos.
Amos?
No, you weren't saying Amos. You're saying Amos.
Oh, okay. So I say it wrong too.
You say it wrong because you're dumb.
I wonder, it would be an impossible task. How many things we've said wrong in this podcast?
Oh, gosh.
Like mispronunciations,
That would be embarrassing.
It'd be a monumental task for someone to undertake.
Yeah, and it would be an embarrassing amount.
It really would.
I mean,
I know it's an embarrassing amount.
I can't even apologize enough for how many times I have fucked up, knowing that I fucked up.
Me too.
And that's not even people's names and places. That's just like English vocabulary, even before I get into.
So I gotta go off on a little sidetrack here. So wife knows English really, really well. Hold on.
Okay.
Hold on. Okay. Knows English really, really well, but knows the written word much, 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 much better than the spoken word.
No, that is true, because I'm a reader first and then a writer.
Yeah.
And a speaker very last.
So wife often understands and knows and, can utilize a word and a sentence very easily, but has never actually heard it out loud.
Yes.
And therefore does not know how to pronounce it.
Right.
And oftentimes during our podcast, I'll look over at her and I'll be like, what the fuck did you just say?
And literally your face says that to me because I can read it.
Right. It's kind of funny, but and one of the reasons we need to eventually go into like a video podcast, I think, someday,
is so that people
not
can hear you
soon.
roll your eyes.
Set up for it. But yeah. I think our physical interactions during the podcast would be entertaining to some.
To some.
Yeah, for sure.
For, I don't know, maybe 4 people.
4 people?
Yeah. 4 people.
That might be generous, but yeah.
I can name them. I know the 4 people.
Right.
All right. I'm going to read this book now.
Okay. Let's do that.
I'll probably say some words wrong.
Yeah. Could be.
I'm okay with that. I've made my peace. Hear this word, people of Israel.
Okay.
The word the Lord has spoken against you. As I do. Against the whole family I brought up out of Egypt.
The whole family.
I read in the notes, he's referring to the entirety of his people as
Jacob,
one.
Israel, whatever.
Yeah, all of them together.
To them as,
yeah. And it's strings attached,
Obviously.
Yeah.
It's been strings attached the whole fucking time.
Yeah. You only have I chosen of all the families of the earth.
I mean, that's not entirely true, actually, because there has been speak in the Bible in the later books that we've been reading where they're trying to, like, I think it was, who was the crazy prophet that was on drugs?
Oh, it started with an N, right? Or
no, I don't know.
Was it Ezekiel? No.
Ezekiel, yeah. It was Ezekiel. Yeah, Ezekiel, I remember specifically, they were talking about bringing in other, groups of people. Like, not just the Israelites. They were trying to, like, reach out to other cultures and things like that.
Yeah, I kind of remember that. I don't remember which dude it was.
But I'm pretty sure Ezekiel is one of them. It might have been in a couple of the prophets' books, right?
All right.
And so this is wrong. Like, it's wrong insofar as it is countered in other parts of the Bible, and
but
they're not their only.
But this happened before those.
I understand, but God
it's out of order.
But God, it's out of order. Yes. But God is also supposedly all-knowing, all-seeing, all whatever.
I'm going to push back on this one because if I told you yesterday we don't have any butter.
Yeah.
And then today we have butter because you went to the store. That doesn't contradict what I said yesterday.
Okay.
So,
all right.
So, a couple centuries ago, he's like, I've only chosen y'all. And y'all keep fucking up. And then several centuries later, with whoever it was, he's like, you know what? Let's bring in some new blood. It's not a contradiction. It's an adaptation.
I hear you. I guess my problem with the whole scenario is that nothing really changed, right?
Yeah.
Like, at least when you got the new butter, you went to go get the new butter.
Sure.
But his fucking people are still worshiping the sheriff poles like the whole goddamn time.
For centuries.
So, like... What? Yeah. Why are we bringing new people into the fold now versus then?
Why
is the now any different than the way back? It doesn't make any sense.
Maybe he got sick of it, just like when you can't find stuff in the fridge, and I get sick of it. And
I'm gonna try to find something new. So I'm gonna reach out to these people, see if they like me, and worship me correctly, because y'all can't find the fucking butter.
I mean, how many times have you been in the kitchen and I'm sitting on the couch doing something in the living room, and you're like, where's the butter? And I'm like, seriously? It's in the fridge. And you're like, I don't see it. And then I'm like, but you have to look. And you're like, I am.
We just covered this in the last.
I'm still upset about it. Yeah. I'm still really upset about it.
Yeah.
Because then, you're literally arguing with me that you can't see it and somehow I should care. And then I'm like, you might have to move things around. You have to use better eyes, and you have to try a little bit.
Sure.
You have to try. And you're like, I did move a couple. I don't see it. And then it's.
I'm just gonna take the L here and say, yeah, you're right. I suck.
Well, here's the thing.
Oh, we're not gonna drop it though.
No. It's that. What is that called? Where it's on purpose incompetence.
I'm sure I know what you're getting at, but I can't think of it on the spot.
Yeah, so. I can't think of what it is either. But it's something incompetence. It's basically where, and you don't necessarily have to know.
Willful ignorance?
No, not ignorance. Incompetence. Okay. It's
a willful incompetence.
That's what I said. But I don't think that's quite the right term. But it's basically and you may not be conscious that you're doing it. So you might not be doing it on purpose. But basically, that if you are just bad at something or stupid about something long enough, then eventually your partner will come in and clean up your mess or do the work for you or whatever. It is a phenomenon.
No, I got it. I didn't expect to be completely chastised here at the beginning of the podcast.
Okay. You chastised me a little bit during our Patreon episode, so I do not want to hear
But that was based on what we were reading and talking about.
Ugh. Okay, but anyways, this is about finding shit in the fridge.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
Nothing to do with anything.
No, it does. It does, because, look, God is incompetent.
Yeah.
Right? And there it is.
Okay.
He's willfully incompetent.
So you're saying I am on the same level as a god?
Oh my God, that is not what I'm saying. That is not what I'm saying at all.
That's what I'm taking away from it.
Okay, you do that. That helps you sleep better at night. Anyways, you only have I chosen. This is such a bad phrasing. You only have I chosen of all the families of the earth. Therefore, I'll punish you for all your sins.
Okay. Sure.
I
chose you, so you guys are going to get it worse than anybody.
Right, and it's like, could you please not choose me?
Right, yeah. How many times have we said that throughout this book? We're like, I don't want to be chosen. Can I opt out?
I would love to opt out.
I didn't sign anything here, so I'm just going to go over there.
I would very much like to be removed from the chat.
Right.
Do two walk together unless they have agreed to do so?
I mean, yeah, all the time.
Yeah, if they're walking the same direction in the sidewalk. Have you not
been to New York?
Right?
I mean, come on.
Yeah. It's not that they... Well, I guess there is an unspoken agreement. Like, we're both going this way.
I guess they both had to choose to go in that direction.
Yeah.
But are they walking together, or are they just walking near each other?
See, that's a really good question.
The phrasing is a little not specific there.
Yeah, I guess... just walking the same direction next to each other is not actually walking together.
Right.
And so they would have to have agreed to be together. Although sometimes, like if you and I go out, right? Like let's say we go to the movies or something, right?
Yeah.
We have not said we're going to walk from the car to the theater together and hold hands across the parking lot. Like, we never agreed.
But it's an unspoken agreement still.
It is an unspoken agreement, but does that count as an agreement?
I don't know.
Did we agree we're walking together because we have agreed to do so?
I don't know.
I'm probably being nitpicky.
We're nitpicking here.
I don't like the phrasing. Anyway,
right. I got you.
Do two walk together unless they have agreed to do so? Does a lion roar in the thicket when it has no prey? Does it growl in its den when it has caught nothing? Does a bird swoop down to a trap on the ground when no bait is there? Does a trap spring up from the ground if it has not caught anything?
How much is the wind blowing?
When a trumpet sounds in a city, do not the people tremble?
Wait, what? Why would the people tremble with a trumpet? Because trumpets were used for war?
It's an alarm.
Okay.
The locusts are coming, the winds are coming. So it'd be like the army is coming.
Right. It would be like our sirens that we have now. Whatever
the klaxon things. Yeah. So trumpet sounds, do not people tremble? When disaster comes to a city, has not the Lord caused it?
No, he has not.
No, he has always caused the disaster.
Well, in the Bible. Yeah. But I'm saying no, he does not.
Right, but in canon, every single disaster was his fucking fault.
Right.
Every single one.
Sure.
I blame him for everything in this fucking book.
Well, he owns up to most of it.
Yeah.
All of it, actually.
He's proud of it.
He's on purpose killing people.
He's basically who Trump, modeled himself after. Right. Yeah, I did it, and I'm proud of it, and you're stupid if you don't.
Right.
And
now kiss my fucking boot.
And they do.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, same people, usually. Interesting. Surely the sovereign Lord does nothing without revealing his plan to his servants, the prophets. The lion has roared. Who will not fear? The sovereign Lord has spoken. Who can but prophesy?
Again, he's saying that he's telling the prophets, right? Like that's what they're saying again here. Mm-hmm. And there is so much relying on what other people tell other people.
Right.
About what God says.
Okay, but see, here's the Christians coming in to correct you. Excuse ya, they were led by God.
They were led by God?
God led their hand to write down the words.
What is my
Yours is not to know.
But
oh my God.
I don't accept that.
You're the devil.
Okay, that's fine.
The devil can quote scripture too.
That's great. That's great. So I mean, anybody that has taught scripture can quote scripture. That's pretty much a.
I'm the devil. I'm the devil as well. And my cat. Proclaim to the fortresses of Ashdod and to the fortresses of Egypt. Assemble yourselves on the mountains of Samaria. See the great unrest within her and the oppression among her people. They do not know how to do right, declares the Lord, who store up in their fortresses what they have plundered and looted.
Okay.
Yeah, they're supposed to.
They're supposed to what?
Spend it real quick or melt it down. I don't know. Sacrifice it maybe?
Give it away?
Oh, I think it was sacrifice it.
Okay.
I really do. I think.
So give it to the priests, though.
Right.
Is what you're saying.
Yes.
Yeah.
But not keep it for themselves.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Therefore, this is what the sovereign Lord says.
Okay.
An enemy will overrun your land, pull down your strongholds, and plunder your fortresses.
Okay.
This is what the sovereign Lord says. As a shepherd rescues from the lion's mouth only 2 leg bones or a piece of an ear, so will the Israelites living in Samaria be rescued with only the head of a bed and a piece of fabric from a couch.
Very specific. It's very specific.
It's only the left side cushion.
Right, but
not the right or center cushion.
Right.
And not the ones in the back. I'm talking about the one you sit on, just that one.
With regard to the lion, it's either 2 bones or a piece of an ear.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not both.
Right.
You can't get both.
No,
but you can get one of the
no
Of
tongues.
those or the other.
No tongues.
Yeah, definitely no tongues. The lion likes that too much, apparently.
Yeah, and he swallowed all the buttons on your shirt. Hear this and testify against the descendants of Jacob, declares the Lord God Almighty.
Okay.
Lordy,
We're going to
God
testify
Almighty.
against the descendants of Jacob now.
Yes.
Who's testifying against them? Is this the prophets that are testifying against them, or the godly people that they're preaching to? Or, like, how do we determine who is godly and who's not? Is it, again, apparently we're taking the word of this prophet, right? Mm-hmm. And if we're taking the word of the prophet, then the aspects of the northern tribes where they're still worshiping what they believe to be Yahweh, only in a different form, is...
If God was with them, they would have won out.
And also probably has prophets there as well.
If God was with them, they would have won out. They did not win out, therefore God was not with them. Boom. Okay. Question answered, problem solved.
You could argue that none of the Jewish folk has won out over time. Like they're
still here. God has been with them.
They are still here, but there's a lot of people that are still here. But as far as groups of people.
But we're not worried about them, guys. We're talking about the Jewish people.
I know, but it just doesn't.
No.
It just doesn't sit well. That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
I don't agree.
I mean, you don't have to. You're of the devil.
Oh,
so,
okay.
Remember?
Wife is feeling a bit ornery tonight, I think.
Ornery. Ornery?
Ornery.
I love that you say ornery.
It's a Midwest thing.
It's such a Midwest thing.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, there's this podcast that I listen to. This girl that I really like her advice about writing. Like she offers a lot of very good references.
Yeah.
But you could tell she's from the Midwest because she cannot differentiate between her pins and pens. So like every word that has an I or an E, she says it the opposite way.
Yeah, I do too.
Not as much.
But I do.
Not as much as this girl. This girl does it hard.
Okay. So
Yeah.
I have a light Midwest accent and she has a hardcore Midwest accent.
Hardcore, yeah.
Okay.
And I feel like it almost takes me out of being able to listen to her because it annoys me. And I feel like that is classist of me. I took a sociology class when I was in college. Well, you look at me like I'm weird, so I'm trying to explain to you. When I was in college, I took the sociology class and I went into it with the understanding that no, there's a proper way to speak and there's, everything else is not proper. Okay. Mm-hmm. Then by the time the end of the semester, I understood that, oh no, that is a very classist point of view. And who gets to decide which God is right?
Yeah.
Who gets to decide which form of language is correct? Usually it's the people in power with the money and they speak a certain way to differentiate themselves. And then they make fun of the poor. And also, they bar them from education and then laugh at them for not having education. Like it's a very just oppressive cycle.
It's a class signaling.
Yes.
That's what it is.
Yes.
When you speak in a certain way, you're signaling your class along with, many other things that people can tell right off the bat about you, right? Yeah. And I'm sure that on our podcast, people judge us for the way we speak about things.
Sure.
Obviously, the cussing takes us down a notch, which we do on purpose.
Yes.
Because the thing is, fuck you if you judge me for cussing. Fuck you if you judge me for the things that, like if you choose to judge me because of how I'm conveying an idea versus what the idea is, fuck you. That's that. And I mean that in the nicest way to all of our listeners. Affectionately.
Yes. But, affectionately, fuck you.
But you are being judgmental. You are not allowing for the idea to parse into your brain.
I think the problem is that there are some very, very, very elite and arrogant atheists out there. Yeah, guys, I'm talking to you.
Or not.
I mean, no, the ones I'm talking to.
Oh, the ones you're talking to, I'm
talking to you.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. They feel like this language takes away from the scholar that they are, the academic that they are. They are learned. They do not F-bomb. They are learned and they are men of science. They are medical and technology and they are smarty smarts.
But we talked about this when we first started this project, right? Mm-hmm. And the way that people talk about the Bible in general
is with too much reverence.
Yes. Right? And it doesn't allow people to hear it in a way that is disarming, right? Like we allow people to see through the guise of the reverence of the Bible because we don't allow that reverence to come into it.
Well, that and we're not scholars or academics, which we state all the fucking time.
Right.
So why would I not use F-bombs?
But beyond that, even without being scholars or academics, we could still read this with reverence. We could still read it with the idea that we're genuinely trying to, read it with every effort to make it sound beautiful and wonderful and all these things, and then comment, on the side from there. But no. The fact is that this book is used for wrong today, right now.
Yeah.
In our culture as we're speaking, right?
Yeah.
And it's time to drop this veil of
pretending that this book has more importance and weight than it should have.
Yeah.
No, this book is a fucking piece of shit. Just like any of the other religious texts. And I'm not going to pretend that it's not. And I am going to cuss if I want to, because fuck you.
Now, that being said, we will call out ideas that are good, right?
Yeah.
We do not want, we don't want to sit here and completely just Bible bash. That's not the point of the podcast.
I mean, sometimes I get a little carried away, I'll admit.
We do. But we do also, when we come across an idea that is better than other things we read.
Yeah.
We make a point to say so.
Yes.
And I think that's the important aspect of what we're doing is that we're reading it and allowing people to see through the reverence of this book.
Right.
And then still admit, yes, there is some beauty. Yes, there is some poetry.
It's been far and few between, but yeah.
It is. But and we're probably going to have to admit that more when we get to the New Testament than we have in the Old Testament, right? Sure. So I imagine that we're going to have to change our cadence a little bit when we get to the New Testament eventually.
Yeah. I'm a little nervous about it, honestly.
I think we'll be all right.
No, I know. It's just like, I'm okay. Like, I've been okay trashing the idea and notion of God.
Sure.
Because God is so generic, right? Like, whatever. But then, we're going to be dissing the Jesus. And like, it's so personal to so many people.
But that should be less intimidating, right? Because Jesus forgives. God kills.
Well, I don't know. I've been told that, Jesus is too woke.
Well, that's a whole other thing.
Right.
But, whatever.
I'm just saying, like, I have not yet shook off that timidness with regard to just being outright insulting.
To Jesus?
To Jesus, yes.
Really?
Yes.
You haven't?
I haven't.
Huh.
Most of my
I would not have guessed that.
You look
actually
a little flabbergasted.
Well,
I've never believed in the Jesus part of the whole God story.
But like what? And I'm not trying to judge you here.
No,
But what about it makes you timid?
I'm thinking on the fly here. Okay. So
yeah. No.
Me.
That's. But you kind of threw me for a loop here. I'm
aware of it, but I don't necessarily like it about myself. Okay. You know what I mean? Like, I'm like, why is Jesus different from God?
That's why I'm curious.
Right?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know.
Is it because it was just such a cultural reference that it has permeated into your brain that you view Jesus as this this higher than life type figure that stands for certain things, and if we cut him down, then we're going too far?
I think it has more to do with okay. Stay with me here for a minute. I'm going to speak slowly and haltingly because I'm trying to get thoughts out as I'm processing them. Okay.
Yeah.
I think that when we're talking about God in general, or God of the Bible, the Old Testament in particular, it feels very generic and not any one particular religion. Yes,
could be Zeus.
Right. And yes, we are speaking about the Jewish people, right?
Sure.
And we know that the whole time, but I still don't feel it. I don't, it doesn't matter to me. Not because Jewish people don't matter. I don't mean to intimate that. I just don't have a reference point for it. It doesn't strike me.
Well, the Old Testament God when doesn't get talked about a lot. Right. It's not something that's in the normal, if you go to a church, it's not in that normal, service. Generally speaking, they're talking about the New Testament. So most of the time.
That's what I'm saying. I don't have that. There's nothing in it that feels even the slightest bit personal.
Okay.
It's just very generic.
Yeah.
With the Jesus thing, that's a step past higher power, whatever, right? Like Christians, I feel like they're so fucking weird because they took this idea of a higher power and then added to it.
Yeah.
And that is alive today. There are people, our neighbors, that, I have a personal relationship with Jesus, and have you found Jesus, and are you saved by the blood of Jesus and washed in his blood and shit?
Right.
I don't know, that it just feels different, and I can't fully explain why.
Okay. But
it's not going to stop me from saying it's bullshit.
Do you have any sense that you believe?
Oh, no, not at all.
Okay.
No, this is not a respect for a being, a magical being. Okay. It's not. Right. It's not reverence, and it's not a belief. Well,
that's what I'm trying to get at. What is it is it just the idea that you're taking something that is so sacred to so many people and disparaging it?
Yeah, and then I'm wondering why it would bug me on a Christian's behalf, but not a Jewish person's behalf. And
I'm curious myself.
I'm curious, and I'm just trying to understand myself as I'm saying this. I wonder if there is some kind of maybe accidentally ingrained anti-Semitism that I don't know about. Why would I not be offended on a Jewish person's behalf, but I would be on a Christian person's behalf?
I wouldn't view it that way. I don't think. I think that you've been exposed to more Christians in your life than you have Jewish folks.
Sure.
Right?
Sure.
So I think that maybe it's more about, you see this religion through the eyes of people that you have known throughout your life.
And some of my family and friends.
And the part that rings through that part, the idea that rings through is Jesus.
Yeah.
Not the Old Testament God.
Right.
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 So the thing that you're railing against will be railing against this God, Jesus, that they take so seriously and love so much, right?
Yeah.
Is that kind of what you're thinking?
I'm
tiptoeing because I don't know.
No, I don't know either. And I mean, I'm gonna read it, and I'm still gonna be like, oh, that's stupid,
right?
Or I'll say, oh, that was kind of pretty though, honestly. I'm gonna be the same way with it, but I do have a little bit of timidity and reserve, anxiety, mild anxiety over it. Oh, shit's going to get real when we hit the New Testament.
I think I've gone way beyond any timid behavior with regard to calling out God and Jesus, because I don't have any respect for what is happening in our country that kind of goes along with this religious thought, right? Now, I appreciate the allies. I appreciate the people who believe in the woke Jesus, in the Jesus that accepts people, that is loving, that is whatever.
Yeah.
I've got no problem with people that view their religious their religion in general, regardless of whatever that religion is, as long as you accept people and aren't trying to infringe on my rights.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I'm fine with you. You do you believe whatever you want.
Yeah.
You know, I'm good.
Sure.
But when it becomes a vessel for hate, that's when I no longer give a fuck, and I'm going to rail against that thing. And that thing has become evangelical Christianity, right-wing Christianity, Christian nationalist Christianity.
MAGA stuff.
Yeah.
Nazism.
And that's generally what I rail against. It's not the people who are just spiritual and love their God, right? Like we have people in our Discord that we talk to on a regular basis that are Christian. And it has we're really great friends with them. And they make some really great conversation, right?
Because they ask questions and we ask questions, and it's just a fun dialogue.
It is.
And very thoughtful. And Chloe, we're talking about you, sweetheart.
Yeah.
We have some very interesting and deep conversations, which is kind of similar to what got me and you started in the first place, was these conversations.
Yes.
And it's neat to have that with somebody else.
Yeah.
But I think maybe what I'm feeling is, I think you're right. I think it has to do with proximity to people of different faiths. And I am less exposed to people of Jewish faith than Christian faith. And I don't like, even though I bark, I'm all bark and very little bite, because I cannot stand confrontation, even though I am very dramatic and I make the confrontation.
Right.
I can't stand it. And I feel like I'm setting myself up for a confrontation with somebody, anybody.
Well, if you had been managing the social media like I have been, you would have known that we already are being very confrontational with people.
I'm sure that's part of why I avoid social media like I do.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to here's the thing. I don't mind them having a negative opinion of me, right? I don't care. I'm happy in my own skin. I'm fine with who I am and what I believe, right? That does not mean I want to be exposed to a constant barrage of how much they hate me, how big my forehead is or whatever.
Well, let me ask you this. As we've gone through the Bible, the Old Testament, obviously, have you regretted anything that you've said about the God of the Bible?
No. Only the times when I've got it wrong or, misremembered the wrong
but
person.
I mean, the sentiment. Have you regretted any of the sentiment toward
I have not.
the God of the Bible?
Not that I can recall, no.
Okay. So I feel like you're going to handle the Jesus side of this much the same way.
But I haven't had to defend myself either.
I get it. I understand. And that's generally my job, is I do the defending. But it's still, when you are pushed, you have very good responses to why you feel the way you do. And I think you could handle yourself just fine. It wouldn't be the same way I do it. I tend to be more of the picking apart type of arguer than you. You formulate your ideas in a very emotional and just how you feel and why you feel the way you feel.
Yes.
Type of a sentiment.
Sure.
Right. And I think that is actually a lot of times more effective than the way I handle it, because it's coming from a personal side of it as opposed to a logical side of it. I handle the logic, you handle the emotion, and that's why this kind of meshes really well sometimes. That's because true. We come at this from two different sides of the coin.
I think you're right, because when I have had the few odd conversations with my parents about religion, which we all try to avoid, God help us all, so to speak. And usually it's just me and my mom, not my dad.
Yeah.
When me and my mom get into these conversations, she does respond really well when I'm able to say, I feel, use my I feel, therapy tells you to do.
Right.
And I hear what you're saying and I understand what you're saying, but that doesn't strike me. And I feel this way instead. And, providing an example or, you know.
Ultimately, I think for a lot of people out there that religion, because they're not really well versed in what it actually is on an intellectual and you know, they haven't studied the Bible thoroughly, right? They don't know everything about it. They're not educated on the Bible exactly. They know enough to be dangerous, and that's about it, right? So I feel like for most people who are Christian, the sentiment that they're going to convey generally is going to be a feeling about how they feel about their God, how they feel about their religion, how they feel about these things that come through this whole process of being religious, right?
Right.
And when I come at them with logic, that doesn't sit the same way with them,
right,
as with somebody who's speaking from an emotional side and saying, I don't understand this because I feel like, you know, this, blah, blah, blah,
right.
blah, blah, right?
Or I can't reconcile that.
I can be very righteous and
indignant even.
Yeah. I don't try to be that way, but when someone, I do and I don't.
You carry an authority about you that I completely lack.
Right.
And part of that is being a man.
But part of it, something I have had to learn since we've started this podcast, especially on social media, is pulling my ego back from a conversation. Because I have a very large ego when it comes to when I feel like I'm right about something, my ego is right there.
Yeah.
But I have had to learn to pull it back from conversations because my goal is not to attack people. I'm not trying to attack people.
Right.
From my perspective and my way of dealing with this whole question of God and this whole question of religion is to ask questions. I want to know why. I want to know how.
Yeah.
I want to know the answer.
Right.
And when they can't provide it, I still do get upset a little bit, depending on how the conversation's going, right?
Right.
But I'm trying really hard to keep my distance from that ego that gets involved in those conversations, because a lot of the best conversations I have, I respond respectfully and with questions, because you're not going to convince anybody. And if you know that going in, why get mad about it? Why get pissed off?
Right.
It's going to be what it is. The only people that I get pissed off at now really are the ones that are just there to be trolls and just on purpose antagonize.
Yeah.
Know?
Yeah.
Those are the ones that I do still.
They send you 1,000 links and.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. So.
Or they tell you a bunch of bullshittery that takes up like 3 full tweets.
Yeah. And
wall of text.
If you're the unfortunate soul who decided to attack me that day and I was in a bad mood, then I probably sent, 25 responses to your initial tweet that I was blasting you on. So
oh my gosh.
I apologize for that if that was you and you're listening to rebut me, but whatever, if you want to come at me with facts and things that you're going to prove, then do it.
Yeah.
Don't come at me and give me sentiment and give me, hopeful thought. That doesn't do anything for me.
Right.
I don't operate under wishes and hopes. I operate under facts and logic.
It strikes me like people's faith in Jesus when I'm around them, it strikes me the same way as when I'm around people that like are super into crystals and astrology and tarot card reading and that kind of stuff. Like, they all very much believe what they believe. And it's always like this personal thing that, either if you know, and if you don't, you can't.
But again, it doesn't bother me unless they say you need to do this also.
Right.
That's when it starts bothering me.
Right.
I don't need to do that. I don't need to believe what you believe.
Right.
You can fuck right off with that.
Right. No, I totally agree. I'm still trying to parse out like what my feelings are about the whole Jesus thing.
Sure.
And
I'm sure we'll get into that even more when we get into the New Testament.
I'm sure we will.
Yeah.
So, okay, let me finish this
up.
We
were almost
so
done,
sorry.
but then we got off on a sidebar there for quite a while.
Yeah, there's 3 sentences left. Well, I'm sorry. That was me, I think, starting it, and then I flabbered your gaster.
Yeah, yeah.
And you were like, hold on, record scratch.
Right.
So,
I would rather go down these rabbit holes than not, because I think we have some of our best conversations doing that.
No, absolutely.
Just hashing out what we believe and why we believe it,
these are our back patio talks.
Yeah,
this is
exactly. That's
why we started this podcast.
Exactly.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, I love you.
I love you too.
Hear this and testify against the descendants of Jacob, declares the Lord God Almighty. On the day I punish Israel for her sins, I will destroy the altars of Bethel. The horns of the altar will be cut off and fall to the ground.
Wow.
Blah!
Okay.
I will tear down the winter house along with the summer house.
Okay.
I think he's talking about like the storerooms.
Sure.
And
okay.
When it's hot, we stay over here.
He's going to do the bad. He's going to tear things down. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
The houses adorned with ivy will be destroyed.
But if you don't have ivy, you're good.
And the mansions will be demolished.
Fucking mansions.
Declares the Lord. The end.
I wonder, because there is some, like, especially in the older books, there is some love for the downtrodden and poor.
Yeah.
Right?
Earlier on.
So I wonder if ivy is an indicator of a higher status. Possibly. I'm not saying that it is for sure. But if you took the time to decorate your house and make it look fancy, like maybe ivy was a way to indicate you took time to curate your house in a certain way back then.
You're saying it's like a class sign?
Well, otherwise, why would they indicate that he's going to tear down the houses with ivy as opposed to just the houses?
Oh, right? I said ivy, but it's actually ivory.
Oh.
The houses adorned with ivory will be destroyed.
And it is a classist thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So he is railing against the rich and the powerful.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, that makes sense.
That makes way more sense. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm glad we revisited that.
Yeah, sorry. That's my apologies. Yeah, they took the tusks right off of those elephants.
Yeah. Okay.
That makes me sad.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oof. We watched an episode of Torchwood with Kid last night, and there was a monster that was from like another dimension, time rift kind of thing, and it kept regrowing parts, and these butchers kept cutting off pieces of it to sell, like for hamburgers or whatever.
Yeah.
And you could hear the creature like crying in pain every time they did it.
Yeah,
and
it was kind of tragic.
I was like, I don't even remember. Like, we already watched that show like years ago.
Yeah.
But now Kid is old enough that they're wanting to watch it.
Because it's an offshoot from like Doctor Who.
Yeah. And we're all caught up on the Doctor Who. So we had to watch Torchwood.
Speaking of which, I have to say this real quick.
Okay.
The new Disney Doctor Who, the first 2 episodes suck complete fucking ass.
Yeah.
Okay. Like, I mean, I can understand if you stopped watching it after the first or second episode.
Yeah.
Like, for sure. Like, it's totally understandable, and I don't even blame you a little bit.
No.
It was complete trash and awful.
Yeah. I don't know what they were thinking. Well, they Disneyfied it.
They fucked it up bad.
Yeah, they did.
But if you did stop watching on episode 1 or 2, it does get better.
I think so. There's a lot of people that don't think so, but I have to wonder if they're only speaking of the first 2.
Those first 2 episodes leave a really fucking bad taste in your mouth.
Right.
I mean, they really do.
But by the end of that season,
they've turned it around.
I was like, whoa, there was some good stuff happening.
Yeah, the first 2 episodes, it was like Disney did their fucking Disney Princess with goddamn Doctor Who, and I'm like, fuck you, Disney.
Yeah.
The hell were you thinking?
Yeah.
And they basically ruined it.
They did.
But then they brought the old writer back, and
Moffat.
He kind of fixed it. So
yeah.
I think he kind of fixed it.
God bless the Moffat.
No.
I just have to say it every once in a while because it's funny.
Oh, okay.
Because, we're an atheist podcast.
Yeah, no, I got it.
Okay.
Logic bless the Moffat. Yeah.
Void, I've heard people say.
Math.
Yep. And butterflies.
Right. Sure. Okay, so we're gonna get out of here.
Okie dokie.
That was Amos chapter 3.
Sure as fuck was.
And tomorrow even we're gonna be back with Amos chapter 4.
Yes, that is correct. We will.
Yeah. All right. Bye.
Bye. Husband.
Wife.
Do you know where we are? It's been a few days.
Well, we read Amos chapter 3 last time. Yes, the time that we read a chapter before.
Mm-hmm. Whenever that was.
Sure. Yeah. And God reminded the Israelites that he chose them. Mm-hmm. And we commented that we kind of wish that he just, could we not be chosen? Could you not pick us? We don't want to be part of this. And because God's MO, so to speak, in the Old Testament is, you don't worship me enough and I'm going to kill you. Pretty much like consistently.
Perpetual and consistent.
Yeah. And even like, if you do maybe repent, he still maybe will kill you because you're part of a crowd.
Yeah.
Like you can't overcome the crowd effect because he just punishes willy-nilly across the board.
Or because you belong to a kingdom and your king sucks.
Yeah. You can't win.
No.
God sucks. God's going to kill you. And you can't do anything about it. And it's just going to happen over and over and over and over
But you're
again.
an object that belongs to him. He made you, and you should ever be grateful and never think that you deserve a day of life. You should always be grateful that he allows you to live and expect that any second you might die.
That seems to track so far, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, he has reasons. You don't worship him enough. It really all comes down to that, I think.
Yeah.
If you don't worship him enough, he's going to kill you. And nobody apparently ever worships him enough.
Capricious little prick.
He really is. All right. So that was Amos chapter 3.
Sure as fuck was.
Which means that today we're getting into
Amos chapter 4.
And before we get into it, I do want to say that we are still doing a weekly wrap up that'll be coming out on, after we finish Amos chapter 5 and the Q&A.
Yeah.
We kind of fell behind. So this is a little weird this week, but there will be a weekly wrap up that encompasses everything.
It's going to be more like a 2-week wrap up, but it's a week's worth of material.
Right. Yeah.
So it's a week's worth of material
but
wrapped up.
We have been really, really busy lately.
And tired. Our schedules are just still in flux, and it makes it really hard, but we are not giving up on this project, and it is very important to us, and that's why we keep coming back, just to do whatever we can in any minute that we can.
Yeah, and I've kind of jumped off the asking for help train a little bit lately. But I am going to say this, that we really would love nothing more than to do this project full time. Mm-hmm. And there's only one way we're going to get there, and that's with your help.
Right.
So if you have the ability to give us $12 a year, that's $1 a month, right?
Help.
There are levels at our Patreon as low as that. Every little bit helps. Don't think that $1 is too little. So head over to sacrilegiousdiscourse.com/Patreon. And, you can start helping us move toward what we're trying to do here.
Right.
And we do really, really appreciate that, guys. So just to be clear.
Thank you to our Patreons already.
Yes. The people who support us now, you guys are absolutely incredible. So, all right. Are you ready to jump into Amos chapter 4?
Sure as fuck am.
Let's do this.
Okie dokie. All right, we're about to jump into chapter 4, and it's a continuation from the last chapter.
Okay. Yeah.
And here's how it starts. I love this. Ready?
Yeah.
Hear this word, you cows of Bashan on Mount Samaria. You fucking cow.
I would love to collect all the points where God calls his people
pieces
names.
Of shit.
I'm like, Jesus Christ, this guy's an asshole.
You utter trash.
Right?
You garbage.
You mere human.
You worm.
Just to bring it back out. My God.
Oh, yeah. Hear this word, you cows of Bashan on Mount Samaria, you women who oppress the poor and crush the needy, and say to your husbands, bring us some drinks.
You women, how are the women oppressing the poor and crushing the needy? They don't have any fucking rights hardly back then. They don't hardly even acknowledge them as human beings.
I don't know. I'm going to look into that. But I think it's less about the women and more like the men are doing wrong. The women are doing wrong. Everybody's doing wrong. We've talked about the priests before.
Right. But okay, look, the women come across as like a convenient scapegoat, 99% of the time in the Bible. Right. And moreover, the men are the one making most of the decisions from what I can gather based on what we have read of the Bible.
Yeah, except for Esther when they had to come for her for help.
Look, I'm not saying there are actually a lot of accounts that say that they're early on in biblical times that women were more prominent and it kind of diminished over time. But from what we've read in the Bible and from what we understand about the times that we're reading about, the women aren't necessarily big decision makers, right? But yet they get thrown under the bus the majority of the time as opposed to the men.
Because they are items.
Right, yeah. And they're a convenient scapegoat because if you're talking to a bunch of men, you don't want to call them out directly, right? You don't want to piss them off,
right?
So just throw the women under the bus. It's all right.
Yeah,
nobody
gets offended if you trash their wife,
right?
Because,
yeah,
of course she's a whore. Whatever.
Yeah, it's obviously not my fault. Jeez.
Yeah.
Right.
The sovereign Lord has sworn by his holiness. I swear on myself. That's literally what that said. He swears on himself, and himself. He believes himself.
Yeah.
Okay.
I swear to myself. Jeez.
I swear on my own soul to my soul.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
The time will surely come, he says, when you will be taken away with hooks. The last of you with fish hooks. You will each go straight out through breaches in the wall, and you will be cast out toward Harmon, declares the Lord.
Okay. That's very specific.
Right?
Yeah.
I'll have to look up what Harmon is.
I don't know. I don't want to speak out of hand here, but yeah. I thought it was a fishing place, like a fishing, whatever. Like they did a lot of fishing there. And I feel like it came up before. At some point
I feel
in the
like
Bible.
I've heard the word before, but I don't know.
Right. I'm not going to say I know that with definitiveness.
We will address it in our Q&A.
Sure.
What the fuck is Harmon?
Right.
And
why are they going there with fish hooks through a wall? Yeah.
All right. So now we're moving on. That continuation from the last chapter is over.
Okay. Yeah.
Now we're on to our own thing. Go to Bethel and sin. Go to Gilgal and sin yet more. Bring your sacrifices every morning, your tithes every 3 years. He's being very sarcastic here.
I gathered, yeah.
Like, I'm trying to convey that with my tone, but he's like, sure, go ahead. Do what the fuck ever. Why don't you even do worse? Go ahead.
Okay.
Burn leavened bread as a thank you offering and brag about your free will offerings. Boast about them, ye Israelites, for this is what you love to do, declares the sovereign Lord.
Wow.
I gave you empty stomachs in every city and lack of bread in every town, yet you have not returned to me. I punched you in the fucking eye and you don't want me. I don't understand it.
I don't think, for being a god, he distinctly lacks an understanding of human nature.
Of human psychology?
Yeah. Like that's not how, you don't hurt people and then expect them to love you.
He's the abusive boyfriend who's pissed off that his girlfriend left him, and he goes after her with a bat and is bashing her in with the bat, screaming at her, why won't you come back to me?
But he also doesn't even do it directly. He does it through a fucking prophet.
Yeah.
Like the prophets are the one telling them that he's killing them.
Yeah.
And then they're like, well, fuck him.
Right.
I kind of would be too. Like, who are you to tell me that this guy is an asshole to me because I'm not doing it quite right? What the fuck, man?
Yeah. I don't like the condoning of abuse here.
No.
This book is very victim blamey. You know?
No, it is.
Does not like.
Right.
All right. So I fucked you up, and yet you still have not returned to me, declares the Lord. I also withheld rain from you when the harvest was still 3 months away. I mean, I tried to kill you.
Listen to all these things I did to torture and punish you, and you still don't love me. Jesus.
I don't understand.
What the fuck's wrong with you?
Right?
Yeah.
I sent rain on one town, but withheld it from another. I'm a cruel piece of shit. Why won't you love me?
But what did that one town do? Did they, were they good?
One field had rain, another had none and dried up. People staggered from town to town for water, but did not get enough to drink. Yet you have not returned to me, declares the Lord. Again, going about this the wrong way, man. Correct.
Yeah.
That is correct.
Yeah.
Sounds to me like they made the right choice, personally. If shit's going to happen to them either way, thanks, I'll strike out on my own.
Right. Yeah.
Many times I struck your gardens and vineyards, destroying them with blight and mildew. Locusts devoured your fig and olive trees, yet you have not returned to me, declares the Lord. I sent plagues among you as I did to Egypt. I killed your young men with the sword, along with your captured horses. I filled your nostrils with the stench of your camps, yet you have not returned to me, declares the Lord.
How many times do you have to kill, torture, maim, starve, drown,
drought?
How many times do you have to do that and then have them not return before you start questioning your own actions?
Well, God can't do anything wrong.
No, but I'm asking, it's a legitimate question. If you have created something in your own image and they're not listening to you, or rather you're not talking to them, whatever the case is, when do you examine yourself in that? And this God is not perfect. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
Right. Like this God is definitely flawed. He does not whatever. It's not. He's not good. He's not good, and he needs to not. I don't know. It's terrible. Like the things that he claims to take credit for in the name of fixing his people is horrible. Like he can justify mass murder to fix his people.
Yeah.
And that's just supposed to be okay to us.
It's fine.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Okay.
I overthrew some of you as I overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah. And by overthrew, I mean, turned over and killed.
Yeah, like Sodom and Gomorrah got fucking demolished.
Yeah.
That's not just overturned. Yeah.
Right?
Okay.
You were like a burning stick snatched from the fire, yet you have not returned to me, declares the Lord. Therefore, this is what I will do to you, Israel.
Oh, okay.
It's going to be worse.
More punishment, yes.
Get ready for this.
Yeah.
And because I will do this to you, Israel, prepare to meet your God.
Oh, damn.
That's,
okay.
That's not over the top.
Finally, I guess you're going to show yourself after you, torture, punish, kill, maim,
right?
Starve.
Drown in drought.
Right, yeah.
He who forms the mountains, who creates the wind, and who reveals his thoughts to mankind, who turns dawn to darkness and treads on the heights of the earth. The Lord God Almighty is his name. The end.
Okay. Okay.
I'm going to get you.
He turns dawn to darkness. That's not just science. No.
Right. The sun didn't go down as it always does.
Right, yeah. Yeah, and he treads on the highest mountains. Maybe that's why you're not supposed to have like altars up there on the high places. That's his like stomping ground. He's like, stay the fuck away from me.
I'm trying to skip along.
Yeah.
I'm trying to do leapfrog. God damn it.
This is a lot of punishment that he constantly tells them how shitty they are.
Yeah.
Calls them names.
Yeah.
And punishes them in like the absolute worst ways, and then says, why don't you love me?
I would think that a God who knows everything, omniscient, you know,
right.
Would understand psychology and would understand basic human decency.
And we've talked about that before, right? Like, and this is the phrases. These are the things I've heard from people who are, Christian or whatever. They're like, well, different eras required different handling with regard to. That's why God changed, and
he couldn't teach them better.
Right.
He allowed them to be the way.
But I don't think that human nature has really changed dramatically, even in 2,000-3,000 years. Like the essential way that a human operates and responds to pain and suffering and things like that.
Torture is torture, regardless what century.
Right.
Yeah, you peel my skin off. I don't care if it's the medieval times. I don't care if it's the BC times. That shit gonna hurt.
Right. Yeah. Granted, we know a lot more than people 3,000 years ago, 2,000 years ago, 1,000 years ago. But we respond to punishment the same, essentially the same way.
Yeah.
And so I just...
you know what? Psychology has not changed.
Right.
The culture maybe has changed.
Definitely.
But psychology has not changed.
Their willingness to accept punishment as that may have changed, but it didn't have to, right?
Right.
God could have told them that it was okay to be healthier mentally, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He could have been like, hey, I really want to punish you, but that's on me. So why don't I get one of my horn and speakers, right?
Yeah.
And microphone, and let's sit down and hash this out.
Right.
Like, I feel like I've been a really shitty parent. And let's like group share this, like group thought, what are some ideas?
Sure.
What are some ways we can do this better?
Yeah.
To where you give me what I need, which is, pure adulation and fear at all times. And I give you what you need, which is to be allowed to live without being in constant fear.
I mean, to be fair to God, they didn't have self-help sections back then.
But God did.
Well, but I mean, no, God had his own thoughts, right?
He's omniscient. He had access to the self-help sections that would be.
I mean,
because I've been told he's omnitemporal as well.
Sure. I guess if we were going to take that as the way things are.
I'm just playing the game that I was given. The game I was given is that he knows all and is outside of time. Yeah. Therefore, he has access to every self-help section that has ever existed and will ever exist.
Right.
So he knows psychology and he's choosing not to do it. Therefore, he's a piece of shit.
Yeah.
Sorry, that's the way that goes.
And if he doesn't know psychology, he's kind of a shit god.
If he doesn't know psychology, then he's not omnitemporal, and you misspelled the rules of the game.
Right.
Like, I'm just trying to play by your rules, guys.
Yeah. So anyway, that was a bunch of shit.
It sure was. This god sucks, as usual.
He does. All right. Well, that was Amos chapter 4.
Sure as fuck was.
And we will be back tomorrow, for sure, with...
Amos chapter 5.
All right. We'll see you then.
Bye. Husband.
Wife.
Do you know where we are? Because we just recorded an episode.
We just got done reading Amos chapter 4.
We sure as fuck did.
And in that episode, there was more of the same, basically. Let's see. God is pissed off at the Israelites, and he's going to kill them real bad because they are worshiping badly and they don't do what he wants them to do. So he's going to bring blight, drought, famine, death. All the things.
And he called the women cows.
And he was skipping across the top of mountains.
Yes.
So there was that.
Tra-la-la. Tra-la-la.
But yeah, it's just more of the same. It's more, God loves apparently to kill people. Like that is just his thing. Still and always. Yep. So that was Amos chapter 4. Mm-hmm. Which means that today we're getting into
Amos chapter 5.
All right, let's do this.
Okie dokie. All righty, let's jump into Amos chapter 5.
All right.
Hear this word, Israel.
I guess I gotta hear it.
This lament I take up concerning you.
A lament, huh?
Ya fuckers.
Okay.
Yeah, he's about to cry at how much they suck.
Yeah.
Okay. Fallen is virgin Israel, never to rise again, deserted in her own land with no one to lift her up.
So God's not going to lift him up?
This is what the sovereign Lord says to Israel.
Okay.
Your city that marches out 1,000 strong will have only 100 left. Your town that marches out 100 strong will have only 10 left.
So basically everybody but like 1/10 of whoever it is going to die?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's math.
That's
good solid math.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. This is what the sovereign Lord says to Israel.
Okay.
Seek me and live. Do not seek Bethel. Do not go to Gilgal. Do not journey to Beersheba.
Because they worship the wrong Yahweh. And you should know this because that guy down the street's telling you so.
Yeah, don't listen to the other 5 prophets. Just this one. For Gilgal will surely go into exile, and Bethel will be reduced to nothing. Seek the Lord and live, or he will sweep through the tribes of Joseph like a fucking fire.
Wow. Yeah.
Worship me or die. Why aren't you choosing me?
That's pretty much the ultimatum he always gives. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It will devour them, and Bethel will have no one to quench it. There are those who turn justice into bitterness and cast righteousness to the ground. He who made the Pleiades and Orion, who turns midnight into dawn and darkens day into night, who calls for the waters of the sea and pours them out over the face of the land. The Lord is his name.
I wonder, and I have to ask because they're mentioned here. Mm-hmm. But where did the names like Orion and Pleiades come from? Because I thought those were more like Greek and Roman type things.
Well, I mean, the Bible was translated into a Greek Vulgate.
No, I get it. But that's an interesting like injection into the Bible there, right?
Yeah.
Like that would almost indicate that God is referencing God because this is the word of God.
Yeah.
Is referencing other gods, maybe?
Yeah.
In a weird roundabout way.
In a weird roundabout way.
But that was an interesting little...
I thought that too.
I that's something I would want to know more about.
Okay.
So
I'll see what I can find.
I'm curious about that.
I'm curious what it says in other translations.
And I'm curious about the origins of the names of the constellations too. Because I just sitting here as we're reading through the Bible, I didn't come prepared to know about the constellations. So yeah. I'm definitely interested.
Sure.
Okay.
All right. I said... Greek Vulgate, but I think that's wrong. What's the Latin?
It's Latin Vulgate. Yeah. It's the Greek Septuagint.
Septuagint. There you go. Okay. I just wanted to correct myself because, I said the wrong thing.
Yeah.
Didn't want to be misleading.
Right.
With a blinding flash, he destroys the stronghold and brings the fortified city to ruin. There are those who hate the ones the one who upholds justice in court and detests the one who tells the truth. There are those who hate me.
Okay, yeah. Mm-hmm. I mean, but he's not actually telling them. He's telling somebody else who's then telling them that thing, that sort of...
Also, I think we have different understandings of the word justice, my friend.
Right, yeah.
You levy a straw tax on the poor and impose a tax on their grain. Therefore, though you have built stone mansions, you will not live in them. Though you have planted lush vineyards, you will not drink their wine. For I know how many are your offenses and how great are your sins. There are those who oppress the innocent and take bribes and deprive the poor of justice in the courts. Therefore, the prudent keep quiet in such times, for the times are evil.
It's in society, the poor and the oppressed tend to rise up every now and again.
They get tired of getting stepped on.
Right. So this feels a little bit like, because we had discussed this earlier at some point when we were talking about the older Old Testament, like when we were in Deuteronomy and Leviticus and all this kind of stuff, they defended the poor quite a bit back then, right? Yeah. And it ended like that thing ended in place of, the priests who take all the things from them and all whatever. And it feels like, because this is an older book of the Bible, right? Like it feels like this is that struggle between we're supposed to take care of the poor versus the priestly types are taking too much. And
right.
And yes, that was always part of that tension that was there.
But also there was the converse of that, which is, well, if you're poor, you must have done something to deserve it. And these people that have the money surely deserve it.
Well, and yeah, like that, there's the, what's I forget what it called, the greed. Like some of the Christians ascribe to the fact that God makes them rich, right?
Oh, yeah.
And I forget what they call it. There's a whole name for it, but I can't remember what it's called at the moment. And there's a lot of talk in the older Bible where that does not mesh up at all.
Right.
And it's interesting to me how people interpret what they want out of this text to mean whatever the fuck they want it to mean.
Yeah.
So that's all.
Not good.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, seek good, not evil, that you may live.
Okay.
Then the Lord God Almighty will be with you, just as you say he is.
Good and evil is kind of subjective, terminology there.
It's also very black and white, lacking in any nuance.
Right, but I'm saying like the ideas of what good and evil embody, those ideas are very subjective while they're referring to it in a very black and white manner.
Right, like let's talk about an 11-year-old child who is raped being forced to carry the rapist's child because the 11-year-old child gets pregnant from it.
Right.
And everybody thinks that the abortion in that case would still be evil.
Not everybody, but yes, the people that...
The Christians would.
Right, yeah.
Or,
the Christians
the meaner ones.
Right.
Yeah. And, that makes me think of that example because there's a prime example of not agreeing on the meaning of good and evil.
Yeah, among many other versions. And very, like the problem with a lot of Christians is that these ideas of good and evil are nuanced and you have to take them
case by case.
Case by case.
Yeah.
Right. It's not a matter of good versus evil. That is not a thing that exists.
Right.
So I just really hate that idea.
I will say that I don't mind if we have a discussion about arguing over good for the individual versus good for the society.
Right.
But even that is going to require more nuance.
I think the truth is that most conversations require nuance and they require digging into it to find out what the actual circumstances are. And not everybody, a lot of people in this world now and then want easy answers. They don't want to have to think about these things.
Right.
And God gives them every reason not to have to think about these things.
Right.
God in the Bible gives these very black and white, just across the board answers for everything.
And it also allows you to escape from possibly making the wrong decision.
Yeah.
Because, I didn't make that wrong decision. I'm just following God's word and it's not mine to understand.
Right.
So I'm sure it's part of God's plan.
Must be. Yeah.
I mean, whatever. Not my fault.
Right.
Okay, bitch. Hate evil, love good. Maintain justice in the courts. Perhaps the Lord God Almighty will have mercy on the remnant of Joseph.
Perhaps,
maybe.
but
We'll see.
maybe not though.
Right. Therefore, this is what the Lord God Almighty says.
The Lord God Almighty says.
Lordy, lordy, lordy.
Yeah.
There will be wailing in all the streets and cries of anguish in every public square. The farmers will be summoned to weep and the mourners to wail. Wail! There will be wailing in all the vineyards, for I will pass through your midst, says the Lord. Woe to you who long for the day of the Lord.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Why do you long for the day of the Lord?
Did we decide what the day of the Lord is? Isn't that like the time when he's going to like bring judgment against all of humanity or something like that?
Yeah.
So these are like the people today that are looking forward to the rapture, right?
Yeah. But he's like, but why though?
Right.
That day, he says, will be a darkness, not light. It will be as though a man fled from a lion only to meet a bear, as though he entered his house and rested his hand on the wall only to have a snake bite him. Will not the day of the Lord be darkness, not light, pitch dark, without a ray of brightness?
I don't know, will it?
I despise your religious festivals. Your assemblies are a stench to me. Even though you bring me burnt offerings and grain offerings, I will not accept them.
Oh, okay.
Because
I thought that he was the one that was in charge of making all these ceremonies and festivals
but he's
happen.
saying that you're doing them
wrong.
You're going through the motions instead of with feeling.
Okay. All right.
Like you're letting the actions describe you as a person, but your thoughts and your other actions, not on Sundays. Your Monday through Saturday actions prove that you are not correct.
Got it.
Though you bring choice fellowship offerings, I will have no regard for them. I will have no pumpkins for them. Anyway, away with the noise of your songs. I will not listen to the music of your harps. Fuck those harps.
Isn't it questionable whether or not God likes music in the first place?
I hate music except for when I love it, says God.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, I don't know.
I thought we had discussed that before, where it's like, does God allow for song? Does God
sometimes?
Not,
Sometimes, just depends.
Right.
But let justice roll on like a river, righteousness like a never-failing stream. Did you bring me sacrifices and offerings 40 years in the wilderness, people of Israel? You have lifted up the shrine of your king, the pedestal of your the pedestal of your idols, the star of your God, which you made for yourselves. Oh, that's an interesting question. He says, did you bring me sacrifices and offerings 40 years in the wilderness? He's like, you didn't have to then because you were following me.
Right.
And even though I was mad at you, I was still there with you.
Right.
You know, like I didn't require this of you. But now you're here with an easy life in the city, whatever. You know, you're not traveling.
Yeah.
And you have, like, now I'm asking you to do something else instead. Instead of traveling with me, I am asking you to make the sacrifices. And you're not doing it right.
Right. Yeah.
It's just interesting.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to think that through as we're sitting here talking, but he wasn't real happy with them while they were in the wilderness either, though. And that's partly why they were there for 40 years. So
right.
But he seems even less enthralled with them now that they're like going through these motions in the city, even though they are doing what they have been asked to do, I guess. Right. Just not with meaning. But I don't know that they had meaning back when they were following Moses. He went up to the mountain to talk to God, and Moses came down, and they were worshiping the fucking golden calf. Right. Right. That was the thing. Right. So, I mean, it was happening all along. Like, there was never a point where they weren't worshiping wrong. Yeah, that's true. That is true. It's just interesting. Yeah. You know? And I think it's a convenient way to keep people in check, right? It's not about whether they were worshiping right or wrong, doing right or wrong. It's just, if you keep people in constant fear of something, then you have some sort of a motivating factor to keep them in line with regard to society, with regard to laws, with regard to what you want them, like, you can control them at that point. Never not be afraid. Right. I mean, well, yeah. But I think that's the general mantra of people in charge. Never not have your people not be afraid.
Yeah.
Right? Like they always need to be scared of something because then you can control their actions.
Yeah. And remind them how much they suck all the time so that they never feel like going elsewhere because they suck.
And that very much applies even still today.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Therefore, I will send you into exile beyond Damascus, says the Lord, whose name is God Almighty. The end.
Is it God Almighty? Okay. Yeah. And there's more exile and wonderful shit, I guess. So, yay, God. It. He's so awesome in no way whatsoever.
Right.
I don't like this book because it's just like it's all God punishing people.
Yeah.
It's all.
But
God
really, it's not
people.
even all God punishing people. It's God talking about punishing people.
Yeah. Right.
Like nothing is happening. He's just like, I hate you. I'm going to punch you in the eye. I hate you.
Right. Yeah. It's not great. I mean, it is more of the same, but it's all just kind of like one after another after another after another.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
Like this is just like punishment. And you should probably lick my boots too.
Right.
You know, like
I thought you were going to say lick my balls. Sorry, go on.
No, that was all I really had. It was just I don't like this. This whole aspect of what the God of the Bible is just kind of wrong and disturbing in my mind.
Yeah.
So
I
don't appreciate it.
Me neither.
Anyway, that was Amos chapter 5.
Sure as fuck was.
Which means that I will be getting out we have to do the Q&A, right? Mm-hmm. So we're going to be doing, it won't be on a Saturday, so it's a
Q&A, not on Saturday.
And then after we get that finished up, I will be doing a weekly wrap up, but somewhere in there we'll also have a special episode because we do our weekly Discord on Wednesdays at 10 p.m. Eastern time. Mm-hmm. And if you haven't joined us on Discord yet, you should do it now. Click on the link down in the show notes and head over there to join us for the live at 10 p.m. Eastern on Discord.
Yes.
And that being said, we will see you next time.
Bye. Husband.
Wife.
And we're back.
We are. This is long overdue.
It is. We're doing a Q&A, not on Saturday, sometime in the middle of the week.
Not even in the right fucking week.
No, it's later.
Yeah, so we
don't suck. American voters suck. And we had to do some mourning and some sadness and some commiserating.
Yes.
And also, I mean, we suck a little bit because our schedule's what threw it off in the first place.
Yes, it is. It is. But we are getting it done. Mm-hmm. And we're doing it now.
Yeah.
So it's here. We made it.
Amos Q&A for chapters 1 through 5.
All right, let's do this.
Okie dokie. All right, let's cover us some questions.
Okay.
From Amos chapters 1 through 5.
Sounds like a plan.
Is it?
I mean, it seems to be. Yeah.
All right. So guess what?
What?
Amos means in Hebrew a burden. He's a fucking burden. Either that or the information he has is a burden.
Yeah. Or it means absolutely nothing and that's just,
Right. Who knows?
Maybe his parents were just assholes and named him a burden.
Could be.
Yeah.
What a burden. Yeah. All right. So let us start with verse 1 of chapter 1.
Okay. Yeah.
The words of Amos, one of the shepherds of Tekoa. The vision he saw concerning Israel 2 years before the earthquake when Uzziah was king of Judah and Jeroboam, son of Joash, Jehoash was king of Israel.
Okay.
Remember, we were
I
like,
remember the intro to the intro.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
So, dude was a shepherd, a sheep raiser of Tekoa, which is a small town of Judah, 6 miles southeast from Bethlehem. Okay. And 12 miles from Jerusalem on the borders of the Great Desert.
Got it. Sure.
It was a region more fit for pastoral than for agricultural purposes.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
So he owned and tended flocks, and he collected sycamore figs.
That's why he was a sycamore, whatever thing he was, dresser.
Yeah. Okay. So that's what he did.
All right.
Okay. Amos dates his prophecy according to a local earthquake that was well known to his original readers, but is not mentioned in the biblical record.
Oh, okay.
So, because he says in 2 years before the earthquake.
Yeah.
That was part of the verse I just read. That's why I read it.
Right.
Yeah. So, we're like, the fuck? What are you talking about? What earthquake?
Right.
So in 2005, seismologist Nicholas Ambrazes reviewed the literature on historical earthquakes in Jerusalem, specifically the Amos earthquake.
Okay.
And he states that modern writers date the earthquake to 759 BCE and assign it to a magnitude of 8.2.
Oh, damn.
With an intensity in Jerusalem between 8 and 9.
Wow.
Yeah.
That was a really strong earthquake.
He believes that such an earthquake should have razed Jerusalem to the ground and states yet that there is no physical or textual evidence of this. So he's like, this is what they described, so this is what it should have been, and we are not seeing that.
Okay.
But be that as it may, some earthquake did occur. Obviously not as great as they thought it was, but scary enough that they described it much stronger than it was.
Got it.
And we know this because other literature of that time and other parts of the Bible from that time were like, as great as the earthquake.
Oh.
And this was such a scary thing that happened that you could even say it was an earthquake.
Got it.
Like, lots of literature, evoked that.
Yeah.
Like, as scary as an earthquake.
Sure.
Sure. Like, they just stuck it in there just to make sure to drive it home that that, whoa, this must be for real if it's as strong as an earthquake.
Right.
Remember that one earthquake?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what they're talking about there. Okay.
Uh-huh.
So let's move on to verse 3 now.
Okay.
This is what the Lord says. For 3 sins of Damascus, even for 4, I will not relent.
I have a question before we move on to this one.
Okay, because this is really interesting.
No, I got it.
Okay, go.
But did you look up, and are we going to describe what a sycamore dresser is?
No.
Okay, because I got the information. Do you want me to cover it real quick?
Yes, I forgot that was a question.
Okay,
So yes,
all right.
Tell me about dressing a sycamore.
The sycamore tree in the Bible is actually a type of fig tree, and it's native to the Middle East, and they needed a little help in the ripening process. So a sycamore dresser was someone who would make little cuts to help the figs grow.
Oh, okay. So
just
he
for the
didn't
record,
just collect the figs; he also helped them ripen.
With the ripening process.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
So that was I just
good to know.
We had the question. I wanted to make sure we talked about it. So
we did, and I forgot about that.
Yeah. Now go ahead and move along.
Yeah.
Sorry.
To
I just wanted to make sure that was covered.
The 3 sins, even for 4.
Yes.
That was a big question.
Yeah.
All right.
One thing I have to comment on there too.
Yes.
It was only the first couple 2 or 3 chapters that it's only the first 2 chapters I think that they did that 3 of 4 thing. And then it changed for that. I never heard of it again after that.
Yeah. That's because some of this was maybe written by a different author.
Right. And that's kind of what I just thought I'd throw that out there as food for thought.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. This didn't mean that Damascus only committed 3 sins and then God thought of a 4th sin, obviously.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
It just in case anybody thought that's not what it was.
Right.
It simply has the idea of sin upon sin upon sin and shows that the nation has done this again and again and again and can no longer escape punishment. Okay, that's the Bible explanation.
Okay.
Anyways.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
The repetitive expression of 3 and 4 means repetition, abundance, and excess. A literary style that was used among ancient Greek and Latin poets. And so I copied down some examples, which I thought were so fucking fascinating, because I'm a literature geek, right?
Sure, yeah.
Okay, so from Ulysses, we have thrice happy Greeks and 4 times who were slain in Atreus' cause upon the Trojan plain.
Huh.
Okay, then we've got Virgil's Aeneid. I can never say it right. Damn it. I even looked it up to see how to pronounce it, but that was 3 days ago.
Right, yeah. Who can keep track of 3 days ago?
I can't.
Yeah.
So struck with unusual fright, the Trojan chief with lifted hands and eyes invokes relief, and thrice and 4 times happy those he cried that under lions' walls before their parents died.
So this would indicate to me, possibly, that the first couple of chapters were not written by Amos or in that time frame. They were written by a Greek author at some other point, or at least reinterpreted and rewritten at some point.
It was Greek and Latin poets who wrote in this style. So it was either a Greek or Latin poet, or it was somebody who appreciated Greek and Latin poetry.
Right, but I'm betting that this Amos guy, if he was actually real, who was a herdsman and a sycamore dresser, was not a Greek and Latin poet also.
Right. No, you're right.
That's
true.
Just my guess.
True.
But, you know.
That tracks, yeah. I have one more example just because.
Sure, yeah.
Seneca's Hippolytus. Oh, thrice and four times happy were the men whom hate devoured, and fraud, hard pressing on, gave us as a prey to death. Oh, yeah, that's it. That was it. Sorry. I was like, wait, what? That's not part of the poem.
Got it.
Okay. Yeah. So I just thought those were neat.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that answers that question.
Sure.
Like, what the fuck is this 3 and 4?
It's a poetry thing.
It's a poetry thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So under the kings Hazael and Ben-Hadad, Syria, whose capital was Damascus, tortured and butchered its victims by the most brutal of methods. So Syria is condemned to destruction and captivity due to its unrestrained cruelty.
Got it.
Remember, that's what these first chapters were about, is God yelling at all of these different nations.
Right.
Right?
Yep.
So verse 6 reads, "This is what the Lord says, for 3 sins of Gaza, even for 4, I will not relent." So remember, we're traveling through all of these different nations.
Right.
And that's why he's using this particular style of phrase as he's yelling at all these different nations.
Okay.
So in punishment, Philistia's own chief cities, Gaza, Ashdod, Ashkelon, and Ekron, will be destroyed. The condemnation here is not against slavery in and of itself, it should be noted, just as the previous oracle was not actually against war in and of itself.
Okay.
The crime is not that soldiers were enslaved after being taken in battle, which was the standard practice, but that the Philistines used their temporary supremacy to enslave whole populations, soldiers and civilians, men and women, adults and children, young and old, for commercial profit. So if they just taken them as slavery, that's fine. Yeah. But they sold the slaves, and that's the problem.
Got it.
So Gaza, I mean, oh my God, they did not even need the slaves.
Well, wait, wasn't there a point? Didn't we read something somewhere where God told the Israelites to take people and sell them for profit?
Oh, that's fine.
Maybe it was even in this.
Whatever.
Yeah,
that's fine.
Whatever. Okay.
I don't know why you would ever criticize anything God did.
Well,
everything God did is beautiful.
Kind of the whole point of this, isn't it?
His butthole does not stink.
Doesn't it?
No.
We should ask Moses, because Moses was like, he showed him his backside.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, Gaza did not even need the slaves, but they were like, whatever, we like slavery and it's awesome. She merely sold them to Edom for more money.
Oh, okay.
So that Gaza bitch.
Got it.
Taking all those slaves and then selling them on top of it.
Right.
Ugh. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, that was the real problem.
Yeah.
Ugh, I just can't.
Right.
Anyway, Tyre, we can never remember which one it is.
Right.
Of Lebanon, a Phoenician city to the north of Israel and the leading commercial center of the region, would also be conquered and burnt to the ground. It deceived its treaty partners and bought and sold slaves as it would any other merchandise.
Okay.
So they were horrible as well. The people of Edom descended from Esau, the brother of Jacob, later named Israel. So in this way, the Lord could speak of the people of Edom as brother to the God of people. I'm sorry, to the brother to the people of God.
Got it.
In that they shared common ancestors in Abraham and Isaac, right?
Uh-huh.
So Edom is condemned for savagery, attacking Israel without any thought for the blood relation between the two nations. So it's not that Edom attacked them, it's that it attacked them even though they were brothers. If it had just been some random nation that attacked them, well, that's obviously fine.
Just for the record, it is Tyre.
Tiresome.
Yeah.
Tired of me pronouncing it wrong. Swing tire.
Wife
Tyre.
is doing a mental trick on the air.
Yes. Yeah. I'm like, Tyre. It's Tyre, you Dumbo. Tyre. It probably, I might remember. It could help.
Right.
We'll see. So anyway, Edom sucked more because they were related than because they attacked.
I mean, I kind of get that, I guess, a little bit.
I mean, like, you and your brother used to fight when you were kids, right? And one of you, like, threw a knife at the other or some shit like that?
It was a compass, but yeah, sure.
Okay, right. And so, like, that would have been worse than if just some random kid did it.
Right.
Like, if it would have landed in your eyes.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So, okay, I guess I'll allow that. The area of Gilead belonged to Israel and suffered attacks not only from Syria, but also from their neighbor to the west, Ammon, whose capital was Rabbah. So Ammon also is going to suffer this devastating judgment because it mercilessly killed whole populations, including defenseless women, children, and babies and animals and stuff, merely just to expand its territory. And we know that it's horrible to kill people just to gain territory. We know that God does not like it when people do that.
Except that he does
when
he wants them to do that.
Yes.
So
that's why I was using that.
Right. No, I got it. He's literally he's literally suggested the same things.
He's literally a hypocrite. He's literally not real. He's literally a man.
Right.
He's literally gross.
It oftentimes is pitched as a retribution to some other action, but these things don't happen in a void. We're getting one side of the fucking story.
Right.
You know, and I'm not justifying any of it. Fucking violence is horrible no matter which way you're looking at it, right? But when it comes right down to it, especially back in the ancient times here, when it comes to punishing women and children for what is happening in the violence and the wars and everything else, that's terrible no matter what. I don't care which side you're on.
Yeah.
Because they weren't part of the fucking war.
Exactly.
Whatever.
I got to be honest with you, as that was it for chapter 1.
Yeah.
But I got to be honest with you. It's going to be really, really hard for me to keep my anger, ire, and disdain out of the rest of the readings for the rest of this book.
Yeah.
After the American election went the way it did.
Right. So wife's going to get angrier as we go through the Bible.
I'm so fucking, like, I did my mourning and I laid in bed for 2 days crying and I watched Hallmark Christmas movies from 2017 and I ate nothing but like Doritos and Twizzlers and I was sad and I just was so disappointed and disgusted. And today, like, I just woke up so mad. I'm so fucking angry that I'm like, this book can just eat my whole entire ass. Like, literally. So, yeah. Every time, like, I would normally in the past have been like, oh, that's gross. Oh, that sucks. I'm probably going to be going off. So, apologies if you're just joining us now and think that I'm over the top. I was not always this way.
Well, you've mellowed out as we've been reading it somewhat because we've run across so much awful that it's kind of numbed us to the repetitive nature of these things that are happening in the Bible. So.
That is true. But now I'm just all awash in anger all over again.
Right. It's kind of like us being numbed to the message in the Bible is kind of like people being numbed to being numb to Trump. Right?
Yeah.
Like forgetting that Trump was so terrible, apparently. I don't know what the fuck happened, but yeah.
I don't either. Well, I can tell you exactly what happened.
Right.
It was the problem with the Biden administration going weak on the war in Gaza. And everybody decided that was the issue, that they could not possibly vote for Kamala over Trump. And so they either sat it out or voted for Trump. And I'm like, I agree with you 100% that they're wrong, but do you think Trump's going to make it better? Because he's not.
I think also the fact that she was a woman was part of it, too.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
A large part, actually.
Yeah. And a person of color.
Right.
Let's not forget that.
Yeah.
Yes, I know we voted for Obama. I'm saying that to the 3 people that are shouting, but what about Obama? Like, okay, fuck off. You can vote for one black president in the entirety of American history and be like, but we voted for a black person that one time. Like, okay, really, get over yourself.
Right.
Okay. See, I told you I'm just all kinds of pissed. So, okay, back to chapter 2 now.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
Amos, chapter 2.
There we go.
This is about judgment on God's people.
Okay.
You know, Israel, not just their neighbors and shit.
Sure.
Okay? This chapter contains Amos's prophecies regarding God's judgment against Moab, Judah, and Israel, following a pattern established in chapter 1.
Okay.
Okay? You know, with these people sucked, and here's why.
Right.
Moab was a southern neighbor to Judah that bordered Ammon to the south. They were related to Lot and therefore to Abraham and his descendants.
Right.
The crime of Moab probably is more about sacrilege, with the mention of bones and the trumpet.
Oh,
so
okay.
Yeah, so let's read verse 1, or at least like the second half of it. Was because he burned to ashes the bones of Edom's king. Another translation of that is he burned the bones of the king to Edom into lime.
Okay.
Okay. This profane treatment of the corpse by the Moabite people is not mentioned in any historical documents. So some historical commentators think that Amos wants to show that, quote, the sympathy of God extends beyond the covenant of people and that of his people, and that he punishes wrongs inflicted even on the heathen nations.
Oh, okay.
So he's like, you didn't just hurt my people. You did something mean to these people that I actually hate, but they're related to my people. So I'm going to be mad on their behalf for just a minute.
Okay.
Just a minute.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's what people are trying to say is why God's like, I can't even believe you did that to Moab. Oh.
Got it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the 6 nations previously mentioned did not have God's law. So they're not condemned by that law. They are condemned for ignoring the knowledge of right and wrong. So they're not in trouble for not being God's people. They're in trouble for, like I said, doing the slavery and the selling of the slaves.
Right, the bad shit.
Yeah, yeah.
As deemed by the Bible and God.
Sure.
Right.
Their inhumanity and cruelty are inexcusable. That's,
okay.
So I had to write that because that's what it said, but I'm like, are they? I don't know. You guys seem pretty fucking inexcusable yourself. So can I really say that what they did back to you was inexcusable? Like,
right.
I think all of you are fucking inexcusable if I'm being honest.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of things that are, as retribution said, that they have done, that the Israelites have done to other people that are pretty inexcusable in my eyes.
Yeah,
so.
That's what I'm saying. Like, oh, were they mean to you back?
Right, yeah.
Oh, sucks to suck, doesn't it? But see, here's the problem. Judah did have God's law. Womp womp.
Yeah.
It is condemned for disobeying that law and going its own way. Some historians suggest that this oracle may have been a later addition to the text.
Okay.
So there we go.
Yeah.
Okay. So verse 7, the second half reads, Father and son used the same girl and so profane my holy name. Okay. They fucked the same whore. You.
Got it. Yeah.
This probably speaks of father and son using the same ritual idolatrous prostitute. So they didn't go there apparently at the same time. They both went there at separate times doing their like ritual things.
Okay.
And the same whore may or may not have serviced them. Got it. Because she was a temple prostitute.
Sure. Okay. I got it.
In their idol feasts where young women prostituted themselves publicly in honor of Astarte or, Asherah, that same chick,
All right. Yeah.
The father and son entered into impure connections with the same female.
Okay.
Impure connections. Yeah, they fucked the same whore.
That's a really
is.
pretty way of saying that. So.
Impure connections.
Yeah.
Both of their penises did enter the same vaginal hole.
Some say that Trump had impure connections with Stormy Daniels. So I'm just saying.
Stormy Daniels says that he did.
Yeah,
and I believe her. Because let's be honest, like, who's going to on purpose claim, yeah, I fucked that twat. Ew, he's so gross. I would never. Right? Like, I would not on purpose see that unless it was absolutely true and I had to.
Right.
Like,
you were talking about Stormy Daniels saying that she had
like,
sex
why
with
would she
Trump.
lie, right?
Yeah.
It's not like she was happy about it.
Right.
Like, he's gross.
Right.
And E. Jean Carroll, like, yeah, I'm so excited to say that I got raped. And I'm really super excited that the rapist was him. Like, I cannot wait to bring him down in this fashion and, to have everybody look at me this way. Like, fuck off. Believe women, you assholes.
Right.
Okay, sorry. Judges and officials favor those who bribe them, and the result is that the poor and the innocent receive unjust treatment. The rich lend to the poor, then take them as slaves when they cannot repay their debts, even though the debt may be as little as the price of a pair of sandals.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So they're taking advantage of poor people.
Right.
You know?
Which I mean, that seems to have been the case throughout history.
I was going to say, are we talking about 2024? Shout out to the, current day.
Yeah.
The wealthy seize the clothes of the poor as guarantees for the repayment of the debts that the poor cannot pay, even though the law of Moses prohibited the seizure of clothes and other essential items as guarantees.
I see.
So, clearly they weren't reading the Torah.
Right.
But since the wealthy have no desire to wear the clothes of the poor because, ew, right?
Yeah, poor clothes, right?
Poor clothes, ugh. They find an alternate use for them. And this is where I was telling you, I bet I know what they did with it.
Okay.
Yes, they spread them out beside the altars to make beds where they would engage in sexual rites with the religious prostitutes.
Wow. And the poor people are like, I don't even want that shit back, man.
Right? Like, it smells like fuck. Like, please, no. The religious feasts became drinking parties, but again, the wine comes from people who have been exploited.
Okay.
Corrupt officials place unjust fines on poor people such as farmers, and of course then when the farmers are unable to pay their fines, the officials seize their wine as payment to use at these fuckfest parties. Whee! Isn't that fun?
Right.
God had richly blessed the people of Israel, bringing them out of slavery, destroying the former inhabitants of Canaan, and giving them a prosperous land to dwell in. And he wants you to remember it for eternity with all strings attached.
Right, right.
He gave them prophets and Nazarites for their spiritual upbuilding, but the people rejected both.
Yeah.
Thousands of years later.
Sure. Well, I mean, they rejected the ideas pretty much all the way through so far.
Yeah.
But again, we've questioned the delivery method too, because we're like, I don't think that this was real clear to people.
It wasn't. God was a very bad distribution person.
Because he wasn't actually doing it. And it was
he's still being very bad at it.
Right.
And quite honestly, I've seen the people that are shouting and spouting his words. And if this is the best he can do, I'm vastly disappointed. But let's be honest, there ain't no such thing as God.
Right. No, it's God is merely a tool to produce a message that you want to produce and put people in fear of not obeying that message. Right. That's all it's been. That's all it was. It's all it ever will be.
And it's all it is today.
Yeah. That's the whole purpose. And we were talking about on our special for the about Trump getting elected, about how, the messaging of even politics with regard to the MAGA, movement especially, is very much, it's equivalent to the messaging from the Bible and Christianity. Yeah. It's a fear-based message that gets people to toe the line because they're scared of some hypothetical consequence in the afterlife or in life or whatever. And it's ridiculous.
Yeah, I agree. The vow of the Nazarite is described in Numbers chapter 6 and was used to express a special desire to draw close to God and to separate from the comforts and pleasures of this world. Under the Nazarite vow, a man would eat or drink nothing from the grapevine, so no alcohol,
right? No
wine. He would not cut his hair, and he would not go anywhere near a dead carcass.
Right. So and there was a lot of rules around that, I remember, too. There are some exceptions, sort of, sometimes, occasionally. But
you have to then
only
go...
for, family members, but then you have to,
You have to go cleanse yourself, and it's like a whole process.
Yeah.
So better be worth it.
Right.
All right, so let's read verse 10. I brought your ass up out of Egypt and led you 40 years in the fucking wilderness to give you the land of the Amorites.
Except that history shows that probably didn't actually happen.
Well, it wasn't the 40 years so much as the Exodus itself.
Right. No, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That it never didn't happen.
Right. Yeah. It didn't. Anyway.
Yeah.
Amos here, when he was talking about the land of the Amorites, he's talking about the whole land of Canaan, as the Amorites were the principal nation of Canaan.
Sure.
So
and then,
that's what that was.
The Israelites were like, we want that land. And then God told them that they could have it, so they did.
Sure.
I guess, sort of.
Right.
They kind of conquered it.
Not really,
ever. It was a long process of not quite conquering it.
Ever.
Yeah.
So then let's move on to verse 13. Now then, I will crush you as a cart crushes when loaded with grain. So basically what's happening here is God will therefore crush his people as an ox cart loaded with grain crushes whatever is beneath it.
So he's such a nice guy.
Crushing shit.
Yeah.
But I liked this interpretation that I read.
Okay.
I will bring over you the wheel of destruction, and it shall grind your place, your city and temple, as the wheel of a cart laden with sheaves presses down the ground, gravel, and stones over which it rolls.
Yeah, that's a much more poetic way of saying that.
Yeah, the wheel of destruction. I was like, yeah, damn.
Yeah.
Like, somebody got some AI up in here to make it pretty. All right, let's move on to chapter 3.
All right.
Okay. So this chapter is about the logic of God's judgment.
Logic?
The logic of it. Yeah. Because, it's very logical to punish people.
Sure.
Okay.
No.
Right.
Okay.
Following the oracles in chapters 1 and 2 against Israel and Judah and the countries surrounding them, Amos then addresses Judah and Israel together.
Right.
So verse 1 reads, "Hear this word, people of Israel, the word the Lord has spoken against you, against the whole family I brought up out of Egypt."
Right.
And I remember you were kind of like, family, the fuck? And I kind of told you at the time, he just means all of the people related. But I was only partly right. Okay.
Okay.
The children or people of Israel is not just the 10 tribes, but the whole family brought up from Egypt, which means all the descendants of Jacob, including Judah and Benjamin. So all 12 tribes.
Okay.
Yes.
I was going to say, I thought it was 12
all
tribes.
12 tribes. Yes. Many Israelites thought that because they were God's people, they could do as they liked without fear of punishment.
I don't think that's it.
I don't think that's true at all.
As we've been reading through this whole thing,
Mm-hmm.
there's never been a point where I believed because of what the Bible says,
Mm-hmm.
and specifically actually because of what the Bible says, I have never believed that the Israelites fully bought into the fact that God is the one true God.
Yeah,
that God
they
is
were
the
never-
only answer.
They were never on board. They
No.
weren't specifically like, I'm going to go behind God's back and be sneaky.
No, there were multiple gods and different preachers and priests or whatever the hell they were back then.
prophet dudes.
The prophets, yeah, they worshipped different entities and they wanted you to fall in line with their message versus someone else's message.
and the king
But
of the day.
Right, and the king of the day. But the people, they never stopped worshiping these other gods.
Right.
It was always a prevalent, thing in their life.
Yeah.
So I don't.
It bears repeating because they keep trying to tell us that, they thought that they could get away with it. And it's like, no, they
Right,
just wanted it to, not rain or do rain on the right day. And so they
Sure.
tried to pick whichever God worked best.
And we're hearing this from the words of the prophets that were the
Yeah.
ones that believed that this one God was the one God.
Right.
Right? But that doesn't account for the ideas of the rest of their society
Right.
at all.
Which clearly, they never took, because you keep, you prophety guys that wrote this down, you keep talking about how, ugh, these people, am I right? And it's like, yeah, these people, am I right, that never ever believed you ever?
I'm not going to say
throughout
it
all?
never took, because obviously we have Judaism and we have Christianity,
Sure.
right? So I think it did start becoming more and more prevalent. But this is an older book. We can tell by the way it's written, what they're writing about,
Yeah.
who they're talking to, because they're talking to the other tribes of Israel still, right? So back in those days, for sure, there was not a consensus as to which gods were the correct gods to worship based on what we have read. There was a lot of gods from in every book of the Bible that we've read. There's been multiple gods that these people are bouncing between because they don't know which one is the correct God.
Right.
And they don't know which human being to believe is telling them this is the correct God.
Yeah.
Right? Because there's so many different people pitching different gods that it's hard to tell. Their fucking temples had worship centers for multiple gods.
Right.
Right? Like, it wasn't something that the general populace was able to
Discern right from right from right
Right,
from
yeah.
right from wrong.
And I think it's unfair to say you should know better because they don't know better.
Why should they know better?
Right. Yeah. You're saying they should know better because you think you know better.
Right.
That's the only reasoning you have.
Mm-hmm.
And it makes me angry because it's a lot of the same reasons that you get from a Christian apologist today. Like, you should know God because I know God. I'm like, well, fuck off.
Right.
That doesn't mean shit to me, man.
Like, I don't even like you. Why?
Right, like,
why am I going to believe you? I don't even. You're stupid. Honestly, God should get a better messenger. Like,
Yeah.
seriously.
Yeah, for sure.
If God wants me to believe, God will get down here and make me believe. Okay?
Why doesn't God come down and tell me his fucking self?
Yep.
That's my, like, if he is that powerful.
Yeah.
Just do it, man.
And that's not a challenge. That's just you're not explaining it good enough because I don't like you and you're dumb. So sorry.
Yeah. And you didn't like put a mark on this guy that like lets me know that you were sending the message directly to him.
Right.
So I don't know what you're supposed to, I don't know why I'm supposed to believe him.
Right. Like just as human,
yeah.
You know, as far as I'm concerned, every human sharts and this guy's a sharter.
Yeah.
You know,
definitely.
Sorry. I can't help you. Like send me somebody who ain't a sharter, I guess. Make a donkey talk to me.
Right. Yeah. I mean, if a donkey talked, I might listen to the donkey.
Probably not, but I would be
more
very
so than
impressed.
Just a random human,
right?
You know?
I would still be like, "The fuck do you know, donkey?" but I would be impressed that he spoke. I just wouldn't necessarily believe a thing he said.
Okay, all right. I would be more inclined to believe the donkey if a donkey is speaking and chose to speak about a god. I would be like, oh, that's a pretty compelling. That's a pretty compelling sign right there. You know, I'm interested. As far as signs go,
I'm interested.
The talking ass, that's a good one.
I'm not going to say it's a sign. I'm saying I'm interested.
Yeah,
go on.
Right. Yeah. No, why isn't the prophet a talking ass? That would make a whole lot more sense.
Right. I totally agree with you.
Really, they are talking asses, but you know, that's a whole other story.
Yeah, exactly. Many Israelites thought that because they were God's people, we just read this, they could do as they liked without fear of punishment. But on the contrary, says Amos, God's choice of them to be his people is all the more reason why he will punish them if they are disobedient.
Of course, because he loves to punish his own people.
Well, yeah, he's already said.
Yeah, no, I know.
Fear me is best.
Right, because it means more that you should know better, according to God.
Yeah.
Then, yeah.
And also because never not be afraid.
Right, of course.
All right, verse 2 reads, you only have I chosen of all the families of the earth. Therefore, I will punish you for all your fucking sins.
Yeah. This is where we were like, please don't choose us.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay, I have to read something now. So I don't know if you've heard this. Okay, this happened before the election. At a rally for Donald Trump last week in Duluth, Georgia, disgraced former Fox News host Tucker Carlson had some really fucking creepy things to say about punishment that I thought fit right here. Okay. Because we're talking about punish you for your sins.
Sure.
So, okay, well, the fact that you're not like, oh, yeah, I know what you're talking about means that you haven't heard this.
No, I haven't heard this.
You're going to love it.
Am I? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm going to love it, huh?
Yeah. Oh,
okay.
Yeah.
You can tell by my tone, I don't like that fucker.
No.
Okay.
No. All right. So I'm being Tucker now. I'm quoting what he said.
Sure.
Okay.
All right.
Verbatim.
Yeah.
This is not me summarizing.
I got it.
Okay.
Yep.
If you allow a baby to smear poop on the walls or a 14-year-old to light a joint at the breakfast table, or if you allow your hormone-addled 15-year-old daughter to slam the door of her bedroom and give you the finger, you're going to get more of it. There has to be a point at which dad comes home. Dad comes home and he's pissed. He's not vengeful. He loves his children. Disobedient as they may be, he loves them because they're his children. They live in his house.
Oh.
But he's very disappointed in their behavior, and he's going to let them know. And when dad gets home, you know what he says?
What does he say?
You've been a bad girl. You've been a bad little girl.
Wait, what?
And now you're getting a vigorous spanking right now. And no, it's not going to hurt me more than it hurts you. This is Tucker Carlson saying this to a crowd.
Okay.
No, it's not. I'm not going to lie. It's going to hurt you a lot more than it hurts me. And you earned this. You're getting a vigorous spanking because you've been a bad girl. And it has to be this way. The crowd went wild. Then Donald Trump came to the stage and his followers greeted him with the rapturous cries of "Daddy's home."
Oh my God.
Because we are living in the worst, most disgusting timeline. And then over half of America voted for him to be their president-daddy. Fuck. That's literally what my notes say.
Yeah, I got it. Yeah, so...
I thought that was an appropriate place to stick that.
Sure. Yeah,
Punishment.
I don't really know what to say about that because there's so many things wrong with that statement that I don't even hardly know where to begin. But
it was creepy as fuck. Highly recommend all of you look it up because I'm not making it up. I didn't paraphrase.
Right.
It's really fucking creepy. He's obviously giving very sexual innuendo tones.
Right.
Like, not even trying to hide it.
Well,
the crowd loved it.
And I take, well, yeah, they're all whatever.
Freaks.
Yeah.
They're all fucking freaks.
But I take issue even with something as simple as, like, this is my house. Like, what?
Right.
Fuck you. It's our house.
No, it's his house.
No, I'm just
Daddy's
saying,
home.
Like, that's,
and he's
that alone
you.
is a wrong idea.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You don't own your family as a father figure or as any parental figure.
But if you are a Christian, apparently you do. And if you are a Christian, this is your country.
And this is why we're doing this fucking podcast.
Exactly.
Because Jesus Christ, that is some fucked up bullshit religious rhetoric coming from
Tucker motherfucking Carlson.
Apparently, this is just mainstream ideas.
Yeah.
In the right, in the Republican right.
Mm-hmm.
Like, wow.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah. So I was telling husband tonight, actually. I keep seeing these things on Facebook that are like, but we still have to be nice. And I'm like, absolutely fucking not. Absolutely fucking not. I was off of Facebook for about 2 years because my mental health would make me go down rabbit holes and I just couldn't. I couldn't deal.
Yeah.
But don't, after the shit that is coming down the pipe, tell me, but we still have to be fucking hug a Nazi. Try to find common ground with the people that are trying to kill you and your loved ones. And let's all still find a way to be nice. Don't speak out loud because that makes you the problem. When you make waves, you're the problem, not the person that's being the racist or the bully. You're the problem because you spoke against it.
Right.
I'm like, no, abso-fucking-lutely not.
Right.
Tucker fucking Carlson delivered that speech. The people cheered and went and voted for goddamn Trump. Fuck off. The gloves are off. I will not be nice. I'm not hugging no goddamn Nazis, and I don't give a shit if we all like the same flavor ice cream. Okay?
Yeah, I'm going to caveat that I think that there is some important dialogue that needs to happen over the next 4 years with people that are reachable.
Sure. But I'm not the person to deliver that because I don't have that. I'm not built for that. As I have said multiple times.
No, I'm just doing my part to counterbalance.
I'm also not advocating violence. I'm just not going to get on there and be like, yes, let us all sing Kumbaya and hug one another. If we just hug it out, the Nazis will not Nazi.
Right. I don't believe that, obviously.
Right.
Like,
no, I know. But that's what the people they don't want to hear the mean things. Stop being mad. Oh, there's so much mad. I just don't want to hear the mad. Why does everybody post things that are mad?
Right.
No mad is happening in my little white life.
No, yeah, definitely. That is the sentiment amongst a lot of people. Mm. So, and yeah, I don't know.
I'm sorry, but if you are not mad, you are privileged. The end.
Yeah.
That's all there is
absolutely.
to it. If you're not mad, you're a white guy and you're privileged. And fuck off. Honestly.
Generally speaking,
sure. Of course, generally speaking, but that's all I speak is in generalities.
I know.
Anyways, to carry on.
Yeah.
To prevent the people from thinking that he is making idle threats, Amos points out that he has a good reason for speaking with such boldness.
Oh, okay.
He gives a list of illustrations to show that there is a reason for everything. So he's like, remember when he was like, what? Don't you two, if you're walking the same way, arm in arm, don't you agree and shit like that?
Right.
Okay, so that's a whole list that he gives, and that's the only one I can remember because fuck that guy.
Yeah.
Verse 8 reads, "The lion has roared, who will not fear? The sovereign Lord has spoken, but who can prophesy?" So Amos is basically saying, don't fucking blame me, I'm just a messenger.
Right.
Okay, that's what he's saying there.
Yeah.
Then he tries to shame the people of Israel, whose capital, as a reminder, is Samaria, by inviting their enemies, represented here by Philistia and Egypt, to come and see how bad the nation is. He's like, hey guys, why don't you come over here and look at how much we suck with all its oppression, lawlessness, and violence and greed.
I just want to say back to you were saying how he was saying that don't shoot the messenger because I'm just relaying the message. I think there's a lot of nefarious things and messages that get put out into the world under the guise of it's just God's message.
It's just good.
I'm not saying that I think this is the best method, but God says it is. So we got to listen to God.
Right.
But like it relieves the burden of like you don't have to answer for what you're saying is that thing.
It's not
right?
my fault.
If God said it,
yeah,
you're just relaying a message for God.
Exactly.
Right? You're not actually yourself promoting that idea.
Right.
Because if you were, you might sound like a fucking misogynistic asshole or, whatever, racist asshole, whatever the fuck you would be by saying what you're saying.
Yeah.
But when you say God said it, it allows people to be like, well, God said it.
Yeah.
It wasn't my pastor. It wasn't my priest. It wasn't whatever.
He's just quoting the Bible. What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hate it. It just, that's why Christianity, that's why religion is nefarious, right? Because it allows people to
scapegoat,
and it allows them to pitch messages that are too radical in the wrong way for them to actually promote themselves.
Yeah.
They push off that burden onto a God and then say that this is what this God is saying. And that's how they push these agendas of bad, of wrong,
like
of
a lot
whatever.
a lot of the racist Christians are like, what if we reinstated slavery? What? I'm just saying this isn't in the Bible. What? God wants it. What? I'm not racist.
No, and that's
literally
exactly
in the Bible.
And that's exactly what I'm saying. Like if we allow people to use God for whatever purposes they want, they will use God for whatever purposes they want.
Of course.
And that's why it's an important thing at the very least, whether you're still a Christian by the time you're done listening to this podcast or not. It's important to point out the wrong and the fallacies and the contradictions in this Bible and say them with, emphasize those wrong things.
Yeah.
Because if we don't, someone is going to use them against us. Someone is going to use them for evil. Someone is going to use them to influence people in a way that there may be no coming back from for hundreds, thousands of years.
Right.
Right. These are important things to understand and grasp as humans, that this is not a God saying these things. Right. Whether you believe in God or not, you cannot, if you are a decent human being, believe that slavery is okay because the Bible said so.
Right.
Right. Like that is not okay.
Yeah.
And there's so many things that could be pitched as okay through the Bible's messaging that are not okay. And it just has to be said. It has to be understood. You have to at least stop there, right? Like we're going into a period in our political history here that things might get really shitty. We have to stop this somewhere. Right? Somewhere. And part of that is understanding where these messages are coming from.
Yeah, they're coming from your fucking dumb book that you haven't fucking read.
They're coming from the dumb book, but they're really coming from people who want to make these things happen and using this book to make them happen.
Sure.
It has not. You could make this book say whatever the fuck you want it to say.
But I noticed that people only use it to push bad plans.
Yeah. I'm not. If we're talking about the alt-right and right-wing Christians and all that kind of stuff, then yes, in my opinion, you are correct. There are allies that are Christian. So I'm not going to say that everybody uses the book for bad. Some people believe in hope, and some people believe in the good that Christ does, and all these hooey wonderful things.
Those messages don't seem to gain much traction, though.
It seems that way, and I will say that the ugly side of Christianity is much more vocal.
Well, considering that Trump didn't just win the Electoral College, but actually won the goddamn popular vote.
No, I know.
I'm going to say majority of Americans, at least, seem to be really taken with the idea of what the Bible is pushing.
Sure.
So.
No, I hear you. I do.
Sorry, I might be a little bit still pissed and cynical and angry. Let's move on to verse 12.
Yes, let's do that.
Okay. This is what the Lord says. As a shepherd rescues from the lion's mouth only 2 leg bones or a piece of an ear.
Yeah.
So will the Israelites living in Samaria be rescued with only the head of a bed and a piece of fabric from a couch.
And a recliner.
Remember we were like, what random fucking body parts?
Yeah, right?
Yeah. So this verse is Amos's first reference to the idea of a remnant.
Okay.
Okay. And Exodus, the book of Exodus, chapter 22, verses 10 through 13 say that if an animal dies in the care of another man, such as a shepherd, the shepherd must make restitution to the owner of the animal unless he could bring remains that proved the animal was attacked by a predator.
Oh, okay.
So that's what this is hearkening back to.
Ah, okay.
So when Amos makes this comparison, he is actually making the sarcastic point that when invasion strikes, Israel's devastation will be so complete that all that will be rescued is proof of death in the form of scraps of furniture.
Got it.
Okay.
Okay.
So we had a question. It wasn't that it was a question so much as I remember us commenting like, what an odd statement.
Yeah.
But it actually did have a place that it was pulling from.
Got it. Okay.
So that makes it make a little bit more sense.
Sure.
Okay, verse 15 reads, I will tear down the winter house along with the summer house. The houses adorned with ivory will be destroyed, and the mansions will be demolished, declares the Lord.
Right.
And we were like, whoa, rich houses, I guess? What?
Yeah, right.
So I will not only destroy the poor habitations and villages in the country, but I will destroy those of the nobility and gentry, as well as the lofty palaces in the fortified cities in which they dwell in the winter season, as well as those light and elegant seats in which they spend the summer season. Okay. That's what he's basically saying.
All right. So this wasn't a comment about rich versus poor. It's just that everybody. Oh, was it? Okay.
It was.
Okay. All right.
The ivory houses, remarkable for their magnificence and their ornaments, were not built of ivory, but had walls in which ivory vessels, ornaments, and inlaying abounded.
Sure.
So yeah, but they were talking about the lofty places, the rich houses, the mansions, all that shit.
Right.
I'm judging it all.
Right,
okay?
but that's what I'm saying. Like, everyone's going to be treated equal, poor, rich, whatever.
Yeah, he's saying, I'm not only just going to destroy the poor ones, I'm going to get the rich ones too.
The reason I'm saying that is because I think when we read it, I thought that maybe he was just focusing on the rich.
Got it.
So I think I misinterpreted that at the time.
Okay.
So that's all.
Got it. Yeah, he's taking everybody down.
Got it. Okay. Yeah.
Okay, so let's move on to chapter 4.
Sure.
Okay. This chapter contains the denunciation of Israel's nobles as Israel is reproved for oppression, for idolatry, and for their incorrigibleness.
Okay. You're
incorrigible.
Yeah.
Okay, so verse 1 reads, Hear this word, you cows of Bashan on Mount Samaria, ye women who oppress the poor and crush the needy, and say to your husbands, bring us some margaritas.
Yeah.
Okay, bring us some drinks is what it says.
Right.
I changed drinks to margaritas because that's what I would be shouting.
Sure.
As a matter of fact, when we have Mexican food, that is what I shout every time, 100%. When we go out for Mexican food, I always say, I'm having a margarita.
Right.
Because
You do.
Because that tracks. That's what you have to do.
You gotta.
And I love margaritas. Oh my God. All right. So the area of Bashan in the northern part of Israel, the modern day Golan Heights, was known for producing fat and healthy livestock, flocks, and herds. It was also famous for the fertility of its soil. So the sarcastic epithet cows of Bashan seems to refer both to the luxury that the wealthy women enjoyed and to a certain voluptuousness and sensuality which their extravagant lifestyle afforded them.
Got it.
Okay. The prophet presents the idea that the iniquitous, opulent, idle, lazy drones, whether men or women, are just like fatted bullocks, which were shortly to be led out to the slaughter. So not only are they lazy fat cows, all of them, but they're lazy fat cows that are also about to be killed for food.
Got it.
So it's like a double whammy.
Sure.
So the wealthy women here who have urged their husbands on to violence and fraud and to exploit the poor to increase their own extravagance are likened to this lot of fat cows.
Got it.
When the enemy conquers Samaria, these women will be taken captive and led out like cows through the gaps in the broken city wall.
Again, I made a comment at the time, but I think it's really convenient that they focus on the women's issues here as opposed to the men, because the men are also living large. The men are also enjoying their wealth, but it never fails in the Bible that they tend to call out the problems with the women as opposed to the men. Well, not 100% of the time, but the majority of the time.
That's because when men are bad, they were usually led there by the women.
That's the way they pitch it, yeah.
Yes, women are temptresses.
It's
honey-lipped vixens.
Right, yeah.
That harkens back to early episodes, in case you were wondering.
Earlier episodes.
Yeah. I guess not early.
Right, it was recent-ish, within the last 5 books at least.
10 books.
5 books.
10 books.
Whatever. So Not the beginning.
Not the beginning. I'll give you that.
Yeah.
All right. So verse 2 reads, "The sovereign Lord has sworn by his holiness. The time will surely come when you will be taken away with hooks, the last of you with fish hooks." Remember, we had a question about what the fuck does that mean?
Yeah.
Okay. So when the Assyrians massacred and exiled a conquered community, they led the captives away on journeys of hundreds of miles, with the captives naked and attached together with the system of strings and fish hooks pierced through their lower lip.
Oh, that's horrible.
So this is saying that God will make sure that they were led in this humiliating manner through the broken walls of their conquered cities.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah.
That's awful.
Right? Like that mental image will live rent-free in my head forever now.
And I bet
Thanks,
fish
Bible.
hooks weren't anything like they are today. Not that it would be fun today, but you know. I bet they were a lot uglier back then.
And rusty as fuck.
Right?
And,
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, God, people are so nasty.
Not a happy thought.
Like, okay, so you're walking around in the apocalypse. Does it even occur to you when you pick up a sharp object, hey, I think I'll pierce this through somebody's fucking lip?
Well, apparently it did.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, I cannot imagine. That is just so grotesque.
Yeah, no, I agree.
I don't understand it. I'm like, ew, I don't want that in my lip. I couldn't imagine putting it in somebody else's lip.
Right.
Ew. Cool.
Yeah.
All right. Verse 3 reads, "You will each go straight out through breaches in the wall, and you will be cast out toward Harmon, declares the Lord." So continuing with the fish hook metaphor.
Yeah.
Metaphor. Was it a metaphor? I don't think so.
It doesn't sound like it.
"You will be caught by the hooks or by the nets. And though you may make breaches in the nets by your flouncing when caught, you'll be taken out at these very breaches and cast not back into the palace, but into a reservoir to be kept a while, and afterwards be taken out to be destroyed." So it was also talking about how this whole fishing village thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it was, I guess, kind of a metaphor, like a double entendre kind of thing.
Sure.
So Samaria here itself is the net. Your adversaries shall besiege it and make breaches in its walls. At those breaches you will endeavor to make your escape, but you'll be caught and led into captivity where most of you will be destroyed.
Got it.
Okay. So,
and just I did a quick bit of research because I know we had a question about Harmon, and I was curious about if that related to like a fishing village, because they were talking about fishing hooks and everything.
Yeah.
Which obviously we've already covered why there was fishing hooks, so that wasn't it.
No, that's okay.
But for what I came up with here is that it is possibly, there's a couple of different things. There are a few different things. It's possibly symbolic. And it might be symbolic of a far-off land or a land of destruction.
Okay.
It also could be just corrupted text. So, like, it could be somebody just misinterpreted the name.
Awesome.
But it's not, like, no one can relate this to an actual place, apparently.
Oh.
But it could also be an actual place that just has been lost to time.
Got it.
So, those, just throwing that out there because I did have a question about that when we were going through. So, that's all.
Yeah. Well, in words of cutting irony, Amos calls the people to the places of worship, encouraging them to continue their zealous but unspiritual religious exercises. Like, remember, he was being like so sarcastic, like, go ahead, bring them,
right.
Do your thing, do it 3 times. I don't care. Yeah, cool, go. So the more that they do so, the more they will increase their sin. They are corrupt, immoral, ungodly, greedy, lawless, and violent, yet they love to make a show of their religious zeal. Sounds familiar.
Yeah, right.
Amos mocks them by urging them to offer their sacrifices daily. Normally, private citizens did this yearly. To offer their tithes every 3 days instead of every 3 years. To present their sacrifices with leaven, which was, of course, forbidden.
Right.
And to advertise their free will offerings instead of offering them privately.
I see.
So that was all that sarcastic stuff. He's like,
right.
Go ahead.
Yep.
Why don't you just, go all out, fuckers? All right. So moving on to chapter 5. Okay.
Yep.
This was about a call to repentance. This chapter contains a lamentation for Israel in the style of a funeral song.
Yeah.
An exhortation to repentance and God's rejection of their hypocritical service.
Got it.
Because they're, lip service. They're faking.
Sure.
They're only saying the words, not the actions.
Yeah.
Right? So verse 2 reads, "Fallen is virgin Israel, never to rise again, deserted in her own land, with no one to lift her up." Remember, we had questions like, virgin, the fuck?
Right.
Weird.
Yeah.
So Amos saw Israel as a tragic young woman, fallen and forsaken, with no one coming to her aid, carried off by death before she has experienced married life. In her rebellion against God, Israel was as helpless as a young woman among violent men. Okay. So that's what that was about.
Yeah.
So then what God wants is not an increase in religious ceremonies, but a turning in heart and life toward him.
Right.
He does not want processions to religious holy places, which in any case are about to be destroyed.
Sure.
But the administration of civil justice that is fair to all. That sounds pretty.
It's funny. The early Bible, the first 5 books, right? Mm-hmm. The Pentateuch. Right?
Oh, yeah.
They focused a lot on law and ceremony.
That's why
right?
it's called the law.
Yeah. No, I get it. Right. So like back in those days, we were spelling out the law. We were delivering the rules and how to do these things. Right. But ever since that time in the Bible, it's been about how you feel about doing these things, how you do them in your heart, and like how it makes more emotional sense to you as opposed to the actual rules of it. I just find it interesting that like
here's the rules, and then the rest of the Bible is, and here's how they didn't follow them.
Yeah, exactly. It's just that's kind of how it's laid out, and I feel like with any set of rules, people are going to bend the rules and break the rules because why wouldn't you if there's no real, punishment for it?
Right.
Like other than public chastisement, that would be the only thing that you maybe suffered would be if someone ridiculed you for doing something that they deemed wrong, which is still how it operates today.
Right.
So I don't know. It's funny how it all breaks down.
Oh, that's really interesting because that actually reminds me of another thing that I read today online, which was a woman took a picture of, this was like right before the election, like a day or two before the election.
Okay.
This woman took a picture of a postal worker that was wearing a MAGA hat. And as soon as she whipped out her camera to take a picture of him, he whipped the hat off his head because, Hatch Act, right? And so she even said, Hatch Act much? And the Hatch Act is where you can't advertise shit like that as a
government employee.
Yeah. Right. Like stop being grotesque and breaking rules just because you have clearly gotten away with it as a white man all your life. Can you just not maybe?
Sure.
And so then, she's like, Hatch Act much? And then he's like, get a life, lady. Because, clearly she's the problem. Like, oh my God, I can't believe you're being so pissy over such a small thing. And it's like,
well, and that's the general mentality.
If it was so small, sir, why didn't you just keep your hat on loud and proud and not worry about it?
Right.
Was it small?
Yeah.
Was it small? I don't know. You're carrying fucking ballots that are being mailed in. Was it small?
Right.
You're representing the goddamn government, and we are hoping that you can at least... We get that you're human, so you're not going to be fair. What we're hoping is that you can pretend to be fair, put on the show of being fair, and maybe some of you will even sometimes act fair.
Sure.
We know that you can't possibly be fair all the time, The hat jack means that we agree that we're going to pretend to, though.
Sure.
We're going to put on the show of being fair.
Right.
Right? But then when she posts this, like 99% of the comments were like, maybe you do need to get a life. Like,
Of course they were.
Yeah. And can you guess which side these were all on?
Trump's.
Yeah. Except for some of the liberals that love to shoot people in the foot.
Oh, God.
They were like, well, I mean, to be fair.
Right.
And I'm like, can you right the fuck off? Like, okay, I love being a liberal. I cannot stand a goddamn liberal who's going to shoot another liberal in the foot over something like that actually fucking matters. Like, fuck off. Okay?
Sure.
Fuck off. It matters. Okay? This lady doesn't need to get a life. That guy was wrong.
Yeah.
So fuck off. Maybe next week it won't be against the law anymore. Okay?
Probably not.
But right now, today, it's still against the law to do that. And it fucking matters because you are supposed to pretend to be fair. And you were not pretending to be fair. So fuck off. Okay.
Right.
Anyway, verse 8. Moving on.
Yeah.
Reads, he who made the Pleiades and Orion, who turns midnight into dawn and darkens day into night, who calls for the waters of the sea and pours them out over the face of the land. The Lord is his name.
Yeah. Did you look up about the constellations?
Yeah, I did. And apparently those folks named it all a long time ago. They knew about that shit.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I'm going to read you a little bit of background about this, okay?
Yeah.
So the Pleiades is an open star cluster, also known as the Seven Sisters, located in the northwest of the constellation Taurus. The name Pleiades comes from ancient Greek.
As I thought.
Yeah. It probably derives from the root to sail because of the cluster's importance in marking the sailing season in the Mediterranean Sea.
Okay.
In classical Greek mythology, the name was used for 7 divine sisters called the Pleiades. In time, the name was said to be derived from that of a mythical mother, Pleione, effectively meaning daughters of Pleione.
Well, and that constellation is still affectionately known as the Seven Sisters.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah. So, but that was known way back. Like the ancient Greeks were the ones who put this wording, this belief system out there. So it's no surprise that it shows up in the Bible.
Sure.
The earliest known depiction of the Pleiades is likely a Northern German Bronze Age artifact known as the Nebraska Sky Disk, dated to approximately 1600 BCE.
Okay.
Right? Cool.
Right. Yeah.
The Babylonian star catalogs name the Pleiades Mul, capital M-U-L.
Okay.
Which means stars, or literally star. And they had the list of stars along the ecliptic, reflecting the fact that they were close to the point of the vernal equinox around the 23rd century BCE. The ancient Egyptians may have used the names followers and Ennead in the prognosis texts of the calendar of lucky and unlucky days.
Okay.
Apparently that's a document that exists, or whatever you call their papyrus things.
Right.
So some Greek astronomers consider them to be a distinct constellation, and they are mentioned by Hesiod's Works and Days, Homer's Iliad and Odyssey, and the Geoponica.
Okay.
The Pleiades was the most well-known quote-unquote star among pre-Islamic Arabs, and so is often referred to simply as the star.
Okay.
Pleiades and Orion are mentioned in the book of Job even, which I don't know why we overlooked that, because we've already read the book of Job. But in verses 31 and 32, it reads, "Can you bind the chains of the Pleiades? Can you loosen Orion's belt? Can you bring forth the constellations in their seasons, or lead out the bear with its cubs?" Only a few stars and constellations are named individually in the Hebrew Bible, and their identification is not certain. The clearest references include Orion as a giant angel, the Pleiades, Aldebaran, Arcturus, or Sirius, the Hyades, which are the Pleiades' sisters, like it's a sister constellation.
Sure.
So the Hyades, Arcturus, or even the evening star, which is Venus when seen at dusk, or Ursa Major and Ursa Minor.
So just to throw this out there too, apparently the Greek names for those constellations were not actually used in the Bible. They were Hebrew names. Orion was called Kessel.
Okay.
And Pleiades is called Chema.
Okay.
So I just thought I'd throw that in there real quick because I was kind of, part of my curiosity was
the actual word choice.
Yeah, because it was Greek wording for the, like in the Bible, which, Greek origins anyway.
So when you said the Kessel, is that?
Kessel.
Kessel. Yeah. I think I read also that was where Charon also had a similar base word from that or something, that they were related.
Okay.
I thought I read that.
It could be right, yeah.
So aside from Earth, only 2 planets are named in the Hebrew Bible, and that would be Saturn and Venus.
Interesting.
Right?
Yeah.
All right. So when corrupt people are accused by the poor of being dishonest, they respond with increased hatred and cruelty.
Of course they
moving
do.
on now.
Yeah.
They use their power to force the poor into greater hardship. Then, with the money they have dishonestly gained, they build bigger and more luxurious houses and gardens.
Yeah.
They are able to do all this without fear of opposition because they bribe government officials and no one dares to speak out against them.
Sounds so relevant, doesn't it?
It really does,
Yeah.
because I read that part of, not Project 2025. What was President Dudah's like his Project 45 or whatever that he called it after himself.
Sure. Yeah.
Part of his plan specifically is that he's going to illegalize homelessness across the country. And he's going to say you have a choice between incarceration or these tent cities that they're going to set up on federal lands. Yeah.
What?
Yeah. And in these tent cities, you will receive, I forget what all it was, but you'll receive basically some kind of retraining program and perhaps sterilization and stuff.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. But healthcare, though. What? Yeah.
These are American citizens, generally speaking.
Yeah, but they're homeless.
Okay.
They are obviously in the wrong for having had bad luck fall upon them.
Again, there's so many things that if they happen, I swear it's just not. This isn't America at that point, I don't really understand whatever.
Okay, so yeah, let's everybody just be nice though. Everybody be nice. Just hug a Nazi.
Nope.
Okay. All right. So, let's see, moving on to verse 24. But let justice roll on like a river, righteousness like a never-failing stream. Which, that's kind of nice.
Sure.
So nice, as a matter of fact, that Martin Luther King Jr. cited this verse in his infamous I Have a Dream speech, which he gave on August 28th, 1963 in Washington, D.C.
Sure.
So, I thought that was a nice thing.
Yeah.
And so did he, which makes me happy.
It's just funny the context that it comes out of.
Yeah.
Right? These nice speeches that include, look, we all respect Martin Luther King Jr., right?
Yeah, even the Republicans want to claim him as their own.
Apparently, right? But even back then, they were picking and choosing the beautiful language out of this text to promote messages that they wanted to promote.
And my God, you got to look hard for it,
that
too.
being said, the messages that Martin Luther King Jr. was promoting, I stand behind, I believe in strongly. Right?
Let justice roll on like a river, righteousness like a never failing stream. That is beautiful. And I do believe in that. Yes.
But it goes to show that the messaging in the Bible can be used for any and all purposes.
Yep.
Right. It has no boundaries for what you can apply it to.
Right. Exactly.
Good, bad, indifferent, whatever.
It's true. Yep. So this chapter concludes with observing that their idolatry was of long standing and they increased the national guilt by adding to their the sins of their fathers. and that their punishment, therefore, should be great in proportion.
The national guilt.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they're literally, like, talked about talked about group punishment, but, like, just to announce.
Y'all are guilty as a whole.
Guilt.
Yeah.
Like, you can do no right because it's national guilt.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
fuck all of you across the board.
You're screwed.
Yeah. The people's sacrifices, besides being offered without any thought of moral holiness or obedience, were corrupted through false religion. This was not the way Israelites offered sacrifices in the time of Moses. God will now punish Israel. Their sacrifices will cease, and they, with their foreign gods, will be taken into captivity. God damn it. So verse 26 reads, "You have lifted up the shrine of your king, the pedestal of your idols, the star of your God, which you made for yourselves. And ye have borne the tabernacle of your Moloch." He declares the reason why he denied that they had sacrificed to God in the wilderness.
Okay.
So astrologers commonly associated Saturn with Israel. Early historians further speculate that there may have been a star on the idol's head representing Saturn, and draw a connection with a star in hieroglyphics representing God. The idols or images were carried in portable tents, tabernacles, chests, shrines, or altars of Venus and or Diana. These were small chapels, generally gilded and ornamented with flowers and in other ways intended to hold a small idol when processions were made and to be carried or driven about with it. Such shrines were used by the Egyptians, hence Egypt was likely the source of this idolatry.
Got it.
So remember when he was like saying that y'all did not sacrifice to me in the wilderness?
Sure.
That's because they were literally carrying him around.
Got it.
So that was the sacrifice.
Oh, okay.
And
okay.
yeah, that's what he's saying. Like, that's how all that tied together.
Got it.
So.
Okay.
Cool.
Yeah.
So that's all I have.
Got it. Well, that I think sums up our Q&A for today.
For chapters 1 through 5 of Amos.
Yep. And I will be getting the weekly wrap up out here shortly.
Which will be 1 week worth of material, but 2 weeks worth of days.
Yes. Now, that being said, we have a special episode that we did yesterday or the day before for the Trump thing, which I'm going to put on next week's
election, whatever.
Right, which I'm going to put on next week's Q&A.
Really?
Or next week's wrap up, because we already have 2 specials that we missed for this Q&A from the last time. Because we've gone so long without finishing
so we'll have 2 in this weekly wrap up, and then we'll have 2 in the next weekly wrap up?
Yes.
Okay, got it. Yes.
All right. Well, we'll see you next time then.
Whenever that may be.
Right.
Bye. Husband.
Wife.
That wasn't very excited.
Yeah. Something might have knocked the energy out of our country.
Yeah, that. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not in a good way.
No.
Not that. I guess you can't really have your energy knocked out of you. Maybe. I mean, there might be some good ways.
You could get banged. And that would,
that's what I was saying.
Make you tired.
Right. Sure. There's good.
Energy.
Sure. There's good ways, but not this one.
This was not.
No. This is.
You got banged all the wrong way.
This is more like a fuck.
Right.
Yeah,
exactly.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Trump won.
Yeah.
And democracy lost.
Yeah. So I got a text. So we you and I, we've always kind of celebrated the civic duty that we uphold, like a voting day, debates.
Yeah.
We always kind of have like a mini little family night or party or whatever that we do, right?
Yeah.
And so I had a friend that knew that and knows, how I sit, and they're liberal too. So, but they texted me and they said, so how was your party last night?
Oof.
And I said, well, it started with pizza and ended with the end of democracy.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
And I know that's a little hyperbolic, but
is it though? Is it though?
It is today. Tomorrow, that's a different story. Today, maybe a little bit hyperbolic.
I don't think it is.
I'm just saying, like,
we'll get into it.
Yeah. It hasn't happened yet, is why I'm saying it's hyperbolic.
I'm
not
sorry.
the fact that it
I'm just
happen.
believing all the words that they said because that they have said the end of democracy.
No,
I'm just believing them.
I'm not arguing. It's fucking terrible.
Well, you can't call it not the end of democracy when they're like, here's the book for how we're ending democracy. And me saying they ended democracy is hyperbolic? No.
Well, okay, but I constantly have hope.
Right. And part
of my hope is that we can fight this down.
Okay.
We can win out in the end somehow, some way. We have to step up.
Okay.
That's how I feel.
Well, I'm depressed right now.
So anyway, what we're talking about today though is Trump.
Well, not just, but I thought we'd sit in our feelings a little bit and kind of talk about what the headlines are and what people are saying and how they're feeling about it and just kind of, commiserate a little bit.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. And maybe come up with some plans.
Sure. Sounds good.
Okay.
All right, let's do this.
All right. All right. Well, husband said that was a very morose opening. So I want to acknowledge that, and I don't apologize for it, but
I'm not saying we don't have reasons to be depressed right now.
Yeah.
Like, we definitely do.
Yeah.
This is not
okay.
Where I wanted our country to be.
Right.
This is not where I wanted to be. This is not what I wanted to be discussing today.
Right.
I wanted to be celebrating today.
Sure.
But we aren't.
I know.
And here we are. So.
Well, I received an article today from The Atlantic that was called "Why the Past 10 Years of American Life Have Been Uniquely Stupid." And it's a really great article. The subtitle is "It's Not Just a Phase." It's actually from 3 years ago.
Okay.
And I did take some notes on it, which if we have time, I'll get into it. But if not, highly recommend. It's a really long read, but very, very good. Kind of how did we get here?
Yeah.
Kind of thing. Sure. Some of the other titles of The Atlantic that are trending right now. Number one is Trump won. Now what? The United States is about to become a different kind of country. And then number two is democracy is not over. Americans who care about democracy have every right to feel appalled and frightened, but then they have work to do.
Which is kind of where I stand.
Yeah. And then number three is the night they hadn't prepared for. As the evening wore on, the news got worse, and the guest of honor never showed.
I was never really convinced that we were going to win this election.
No,
I kept it to myself mostly.
You didn't. You told me about it.
Well, but I mean, I didn't.
You didn't say it out loud.
I didn't tell it to everybody. I didn't say it to everybody. But I mean, there was never. I mean, the thing is, the Republicans have put in the work.
Yeah.
They have, and I'm not. That's not a. I don't want to congratulate them because I think them putting in the work was one of the most terrible things they could have done to our country.
Insidious.
Yeah.
Long-term, insidious, backhanded, sneaky, nasty cheating.
It's propaganda and lying and brainwashing and lots of just not good shit for our country.
Yeah, and it's not like they just did this overnight. They've been doing it since the Reagan era, just biding their time.
They definitely have stepped it up since Trump lost.
Well, yeah.
So
they stepped it up the second that Trump won the first time and realized, oh, here's a thing.
Right.
Because Trump gave everybody permission to say all the things out loud.
But they've been working on the base. They've specifically been working on, the bases that they didn't have, like the Hispanic vote and the black vote and the different aspects that they weren't able to get as strongly the last time. And they've been basically harvesting men.
Yeah.
From both cultures.
Yeah. From all cultures,
From all
really.
cultures.
Yeah.
And
all the men.
They've been convincing them that Trump is the right choice for man.
Yeah.
And it's really sickening to me. Like
I'm like, this dude wears a goddamn diaper. Come on. Come on. One of the things Joe Rogan did say about him?
Yeah.
It was a 3-hour interview. He was 3 hours late to his next rally because he was at the Joe Rogan thing.
Yeah.
The hour beforehand that he was there, Joe Rogan offered, hey, do you need to take a pee break real quick before we go into this? Didn't take one.
Yeah.
Stuck around after, never took one after. So dude literally just probably peed in his diaper the whole time because he was there for like 3, 4, 5 hours, never took a pee break. Not once.
Did Joe Rogan take a pee break?
Yeah.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah. Because he's like, this is going to be a long one. I'm going to take a pee break. Highly recommend. Do it if you want to.
Got it.
Now's the time because we're about to go on air.
Sure. Okay.
Never took a pee break. 5 hours.
Whatever.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
I'm just saying.
No, to me, there's nothing manly about Trump.
Right.
It's a show. It's a put on. It's not
even a good show.
Right. No, I agree.
That's what I'm like. It's not even, how stupid are you that you look at that and like, wow, you're fooled so easily? I'm sorry.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's a show. He's putting on a show. And moreover, the people that want to vote for him, they help project that image out there too. Right? It's not just Trump projecting that image. It's him and his allies and his base and everybody. I mean, you see the images with him like looking like Rambo and shit, right? I mean, there's just crazy fucking images of him.
They want to believe that he's this way.
Yeah, and not like Mulder in a good way.
Right. No, it's true. It's just so weird. Well, I thought I would name some other headlines that have come in since.
Sure. Just
so that we kind of have an idea what's going on out there.
Okay.
So the New York Times has a column called The Opinions, and David French wrote something called It's Time to Admit America Has Changed. I'm like, yeah, actually. Then USA Today says Trump reclaims White House. And then What a Day, which is a podcast put together by Crooked Media.
Yeah.
Who they do the podcast Pod Save America.
Sure.
Anyway, What a Day has a piece called Trump Declares Victory. NPR Politics, Donald Trump poised to win election. Reuters, Trump's comeback. I said comeback, but I meant comeback. NPR up first, Trump wins White House congressional race results. And then we've got Trumpism is not a fad from Matter of Opinion, which is another piece from the New York Times. And here we go again from the Daily Zeitgeist. Emergency morning post-election briefing from the Midas Touch.
Mm-hmm.
Trump's return to the White House is a bonus episode from NPR's Up First. And I really appreciated this one. This is called Impromptu, which is from the Washington Post. It's an opinion piece called This is Bigger Than Any One Mistake Harris Made.
Yes.
And I appreciate that title because it's true.
Yeah. I don't know that we have a lot of we're not going to be sharing a lot of new information, right? This is we all know who listens to our podcast.
Yeah.
You know who you are.
Yeah.
And most of our base does not like Trump, and that includes us. We're not fans of Trump. And this is, in our opinion, terrible for our country.
Yeah.
And really the world. I mean, the part that really gets me is how this is all going to shake out with regard to like the war in Ukraine and our NATO allies from there because of what Russia might do to Ukraine.
Right.
And Israel and Palestine. And I mean, and then Russia. Russia will be invited to just infiltrate our country even further because there is people like to say that Trump didn't have any wars during his time, but that's because he just let people do whatever the fuck they wanted. He didn't stop people.
He allowed the wars to start that started.
Right. And
kind of kept back out of the way when people were doing things that they shouldn't have been doing.
Well, yeah.
So
he's not a good watchdog for the world.
No.
And that's what the United States has traditionally been at some level. And I'm not saying that's a good thing.
Right. I was going to say whether for good or for bad, that's the position that they put themselves in.
Right.
And he was like, No, I don't want to do that.
Took us completely out of that.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
For 4 years. He took us completely out of that. And we had to reclaim some of that space after he left office the first time.
Yeah.
And what happens when we cede that, when there's that void, right? Mm-hmm. Other countries try to fill it. Well, and those other countries are going to be Russia and China. Mm-hmm. You know, the countries we don't want to be more influential across the globe.
Right.
And that's what happened when he was president. And that's the part that people don't understand because they don't care enough to understand.
That's just the global scale. That's not even talking about the shit that happened at home.
Right. Charlottesville and shit.
Racism towards anybody that wasn't white.
Yeah. And
Asian hate went up. Muslim hate went up.
All hate went up.
All hate went up.
And at a personal level, I could never fucking leave the news cycle.
Right.
Like, it was miserable. It was fucking miserable.
Yeah.
And I was so happy the day that Biden got elected, right?
He wasn't my choice, but like he was better than Trump.
I literally took probably a 6-month hiatus from listening to any news podcast.
Yes.
Because I was so I had to decompress.
You had to cleanse your palate for a minute.
It was terrible. I was so stressed out from Trump because it was just a constant barrage of what kind of fucked up shit did he do this week?
Right.
You know, just constantly.
Right.
And now we are in a situation, and I know, like we're assuming, we're making assumptions based on what has been said to us, but we're in a situation where it's probably going to be worse than the last time.
Yeah.
Right?
It can't not be.
He's coming in with the knowledge of how to do this and how to do the things he wants to do. And
a blue book from the people that
the Heritage Foundation, basically. Yeah. But
the Project 2025.
Yes, thank you. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yep. That's not a good, I mean, it's all looking not great.
Yeah.
At best.
Well, I know we're all thinking some of the same things. I thought I would read what some of my friends have been saying on Facebook so that we all have an idea of how each of us is collectively not alone, so that, you know, our feelings are all out there together.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not to bring us down, but to be like, yeah, I felt that, or, oh, I hadn't even thought of that. You know, just kind of thought process.
Right.
So one of my friends said, I was naively optimistic in 2016. I'm nauseously optimistic today. Good luck, friends, women, the world, do the thing, please. And then afterwards, she said, I think I've seen this film before and I didn't like the ending. Good night, y'all. Hang in there.
Yeah.
And then another of my friends said, I promise I'll get back to whimsical posts about fish and small reptiles soon. But for tonight, my anger at and disappointment with my fellow Americans is pretty overwhelming.
Yeah.
And that's how I felt. Yeah. And then she went on to say, if you voted for Trump, you are no friend of mine, nor of people I care about. And I feel that anger very much. Yep. And it's true. It's true.
No, yeah, I agree.
She also said, just so we're clear, not everyone survived the first term.
That's true.
And that's fair.
That's very fair.
Yeah.
Just to interject real quick, no, never mind. I lost my thread there. So go ahead and keep
I'm
going.
sorry.
No. I was thinking of something that as you were saying something else and I completely forgot what I was going to say. So
all right.
My bad.
Well, another one of my friends said, there is one particular way that neo-Nazis are actually worse than the original. Neo-Nazis have full knowledge of the horrors that the Nazis brought and still choose that ideology anyway. They have no excuse of ignorance. They deliberately and actively choose bigotry and hatred. I have no truck with bigots. There are some videos going on about OPSEC now, and they are correct. I am already quite public and on record as a loudmouth. There is nothing to be gained by me going silent now. This means that I am a security risk to some of you, and I acknowledge that. And I hope that you will act accordingly for your own safety. And I was like, holy shit.
Do what now? There
are some videos going on about OPSEC.
Okay.
Now. Operation Security.
Those are the ones that are anti-Semitic, aren't they?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I've heard that there's been a rise of anti-Semitic hate crimes and stuff going on right now.
And that's what this friend of mine has always been very vocal. And so he's like, my name's already out there. So if you need to, not be associated with me, I fucking get it.
Right.
But yeah, so that's a thing to kind of.
So I do remember what I was going to say. So there is one good thing that came out of this, and that's all the people that were sure that Trump was going to lose because the deep state or the Democrats were going to fix the election.
Yeah.
Were proven wrong, I guess.
But
no. This is very little and of no solace, right?
It's no solace because they won't acknowledge that.
Exactly. They won't acknowledge that they were wrong.
Yeah.
And they won't acknowledge why they were wrong.
Right.
And they won't see it as anything other than they were able to put that many more votes in, and that's why they were able to win.
So many people love Trump that they could even win on top of all of our cheating. That's what they'll think.
Yeah.
There's this meme that I've seen going around that I particularly love. At the top is a quote, "Don't let politics ruin your relationships." And then underneath that, it says, "It's funny how this is almost always said by the same people who voted against your rights. I don't feel comfortable around you. The person that you voted for is homophobic, racist, and hates women. And none of that was a deal breaker for you. It is personal. We have a difference in morals, and I do feel differently about you. You cannot tell someone you love them and then try to take their rights away."
I agree.
Yeah. And that made me really think about my relationship with my parents who, voted the way they voted. And it again, they're like the one exception to the rule. And is that okay? And so that's something I chew on all the time, just to put it out there that I am that little bit of a hypocrite right there. So
we've talked about this before.
I know.
It's, they know where we stand.
Mm-hmm.
We know where they stand. Right. And I don't know, the only option is to get along and have a relationship with your parents who aren't terrible to us or our kids. Right.
Right. They merely voted to take away
actually,
our
they're
rights.
pretty great to our right. But on a personal level, they're pretty great to our kids. Right?
Yes.
So the options are either agree to disagree and don't talk about politics when we're together, which is what we do now. Or completely disown them and never talk to them again.
No, I know. I'm just saying that I recognize why somebody would have a problem with me not cutting off my parents. It's not something I'm doing right now. I have in the past, but it's not where I'm at right now in my life. And I understand why somebody would have a problem with that. That's all I'm saying.
Sure.
Somebody else put, "Yesterday's events are a tough pill to swallow. It's okay to not be okay right now. Take time for you. Prioritize your mental health. If you need help, please reach out. A lot of folks are going through a lot of feelings right now. If you have the capacity, reach out to your friends and chosen family." And then this one has been going around a lot, that LGBTQ plus suicide prevention resources. And it's a whole list of numbers, and I will make sure to share that so that we can...
We do a really bad job of putting the stuff we say we're going to put in the show notes, but yes, I need to put that in there for sure.
Yeah, definitely. And then another friend posted, "When faced with a dinner choice between a ham sandwich platter from a nice, respectable deli and tertiary syphilis, I both cannot believe that tertiary syphilis was actually on the menu and that half the country chose it. God damn it."
That's
Yeah, that sums it up right there, I think.
Yeah.
And then one of my friends wrote, "For all those who, quote, didn't bother to vote or have some elaborate justification about how Harris wasn't, quote, enough in some way, all that is required for evil to succeed is for good people to do nothing. You made a choice too."
Yep.
And I'm right there. Yeah, I believe that firmly.
Yep.
And then somebody else was passing around another set of phone numbers for help. These are hotlines that don't call the police. And they are the Call Black Line, Trans Lifeline, Wildflower Alliance Peer Support Line, Strong Hearts Native Helpline, Thrive Lifeline, and the LGBT National Help Center.
Got it.
I mean, these are things that are on people's minds right now. How scared everyone is that these phone numbers are being passed around just in case. You might need this.
Right.
Here, know that this is there. And I just felt like it was really important to say that everybody's scared, but also everybody who's scared is trying to help each other.
Right.
And that's what I'm taking out of this.
Yeah.
Another thing that was posted, it's the same one. Again, I'm tired of the don't let politics ruin your relationship. It's not the same, it's different, so I will go ahead and read it, but it's very similar. We have people literally cheering on Nazi ideology. You have family and friends that are literally having to have real conversations in their households about escape plans from this country if the worst happens. So sorry, not sorry. It is time to ruin some fucking relationships over this shit. Sometimes lines in the sand have to be drawn in which you say no further. And it is past time that we stopped legitimizing bigotry and hate as just another opinion. Stop rewarding bad behavior because that just normalizes it. If you vote against basic human rights of other people and for their oppression, no, you can't damn well keep being my friend or part of my family. So that was part of the don't let politics ruin your opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or ruin your relationships.
Sure.
Yeah. I've been saying that one for ages, though.
Yeah. So did you have more headlines or was that?
These are not headlines. These are.
Oh, did you have more Facebook posts?
I did.
Okay.
I did.
Okay. Well, when you get done, let me know because I've got something I kind of want to cover too.
Okay.
And then I didn't know how many more you had to go. So.
I didn't count. I don't know. I was just kind of floating through them.
Got it.
I tried to pick ones that I felt like were either helpful or that like summed up our feelings. You know what I mean? This person said, perhaps some dark days must simply be dark and we must be in that darkness. Maybe we need to let people have their hopelessness today. Let them have their doom. Do not scold. Give them no stirring platitudes nor poetry of resistance. Just let people sit and ruminate however they must on the hard, mad road ahead. And that's something that Chuck Wendig, who's a great author, had posted. And it kind of made me think about our discussion last night when I was crying and I was mad and I was going off and you were like, but channel that anger and we have to make a plan. And I was like, I'm not there right now.
Right.
And I'm sharing that with everybody so that not to like air our dirty laundry that we were in an argument over it, but to let people know that it's okay to be upset. It's okay to be like, yeah, but let's make a plan and move forward. And that there are different ways to feel about this. Scared, you know?
Sure. No, I think I had already dealt with the fact that I thought we were probably going to lose.
Yeah. So you had already had those emotions and I had not processed them yet.
Right.
So we were like at different stages.
Yeah.
And you were like, come on, let's.
I was at the anger stage.
Yeah. And I wasn't there yet. And it takes me I walk a different path, you know?
Yeah.
And so that's part again of why I wanted to do this, because there are different people are feeling different things and all of them are okay.
Sure.
And I just feel like it's really important to acknowledge that.
Absolutely.
Okay. Somebody else said, I don't know who, probably women in relationship with men, needs to hear this, but stop for a moment and consider your partner's actions in the last 24 hours. If your partner didn't hold you, if your partner didn't give you 1 second to grieve today with his full emotional support, if your partner didn't make it plain that he's got your back, if your partner didn't pick up the slack for you while it hurt to even breathe, they're coming for no-fault divorce and you don't have time to dither. I'm glad that you're laughing. It's funny, but it's also not funny. It's fucking 100% true.
I honestly, in this culture, in this day and age, I could not imagine being married to somebody of a different political persuasion.
Right.
And I know it exists. We talk to people that are fans of our podcast all the time.
Yeah.
That are maybe different political persuasions, but definitely different religious persuasion.
Yeah.
Like atheist versus Christian, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, and either one of those situations, I couldn't imagine.
Right.
Right? Like those are such a large part of your life. And if you aren't... If both people are on board and know that it's different and they've worked it out somehow, that's one thing.
Right.
But if it's just like two different things and there's no coming together on it at all,
right.
That's what I can't understand. Like, how does that work? Because it feels like one of you has to just pretend to not be who you are.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
And that's not, I couldn't do that.
Yeah, like I started to say that's weird. I don't know if that's the right word for it because it's just not something I can imagine.
I feel like it's abusive, right? Because
right.
if you are the person that is causing your partner to not be able to be who they are for any reason, right? Then you are mentally abusing that partner.
You are holding them emotionally prisoner.
Because essentially what you're telling them is that I don't accept this aspect of you. I don't accept this portion of who you are. And not only don't I accept it, we can't talk about it and you can't be that around me.
Right. And then it's usually the man holding that position and the woman saying, it's easier to just not fight about it. So I just don't bring it up. I just,
but easier
swallow my own feelings and not fight about it because I don't want to make the man mad.
But part of the reason we lost this election is because people didn't want to fight about it.
Right. Exactly.
Like that's part of why we lost is because just whatever, we'll just do whatever you guys want to do.
Yeah.
And we capitulated our way into fucking Trump again.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we forgot in 4 years how fucking terrible it was.
Yeah.
When Trump was in power the last time. And I don't understand that.
I don't either.
We came out in such huge numbers last time.
Mm-hmm.
And we voted against him because, and yes, we voted against him, right?
Right.
But we voted against him because he was so terrible.
We plugged our nose and voted for whoever the fucking Democrats put up because we had to vote against Trump.
And I'm not saying Biden didn't do some good things. He did. Right?
And I'm not trying
to say that. I'm saying but the sentiment during the last election, generally speaking, was we voted against Trump, not for Biden necessarily.
Yes, absolutely.
Right? Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I can't believe we forgot in such a short period of time. And you know what? Some of it was younger people who didn't really have a sense of what that meant, or maybe they don't even really have a sense. These again, it's a younger male crowd that doesn't really have a sense as to what freedoms they even have, and what they're giving up, or what they are giving up for other people.
Yeah.
So.
And what I wonder is young girls who are.
Oh, I saw a terrible interview of a college girl who voted for Trump, and they asked her why, and she said because he wasn't going to outlaw abortion.
Oh my God.
I'm like, oh my God. Are you
fucking kidding me?
Because he said it.
Yeah, but.
Right. But
neither is Kamala, you dummy.
You and I have talked about this before.
Mm-hmm.
Who in our relationship has granted more authority in a conversation? Not between you and me.
No, but 100%.
In general, in public, right?
Yeah, 100% you. Yeah.
Because I'm male. Because I'm white. Because I'm
tall.
Because I'm tall. Sure. Whatever.
You're a tall white man. Sure.
Right.
Yep.
That same sense of authority is being granted to Trump.
Yeah.
Whether we like it or not.
No, it's true.
He's a male. Kamala is a black female.
Mm-hmm.
And she is not respected by certain groups of people.
Which just
mostly
kills
white
me.
America.
Which just kills me because she was so amazing, Oh,
I agree.
Like, I disagree with her on a lot of her policies. Like, fracking.
But disagreeing and downright...
voting against is just what?
Well, yeah. But we more than disagree with Trump. It's not a disagreement.
Right.
It is a clawing back. Like, we're trying to just keep our country intact with him.
Yeah.
It's not even about a disagreement. It's just like, please don't tear our country apart.
Right. And the fact that he doesn't care if so many people die. He just doesn't care. He doesn't give a fuck. And from what I understand, he kind of finds glee in it even.
Yeah.
Ugh. So somebody else, actually Chuck Wendig, had posted, stares into the void and tries not to barf. And then how are we having to do this again? Which is how we feel.
Right. Yeah.
My best friend's brother wrote something very strong that I love him for, particularly because he has walked a long path. He was Republican when I first knew him and is now a staunch progressive Democrat, feminist, just all the way.
Yeah.
Like, just watching him grow over the years from one extreme to the other has been amazing. And he wrote, for the first for the few remaining conservatives on my friend list, when you find out that we were right about everything and your life becomes harder, less free, more expensive, and people you claim to care about start getting hurt, just remember, we fucking told you so. You just elected the most intrusive big government possible, and you will eventually be hurt by it too. Thing is, you just willingly gave up something we'll almost certainly never get back. And for what? Blind loyalty to a reality TV star? Not liking things that don't affect you in the slightest so much that you're okay to just toss out everything we once stood for, as well as a functional government? You'll see. You'll realize your mistake. Only now that it's too late, I hope you enjoy the police state you've just given total license to. So, very unkindly, fuck yourself with a flaming cactus directly in your rectum. And I was just like, yes.
That actually is a great lead-in for me to cover what I was going to go over.
Yeah, go ahead.
If that's all right.
Yeah.
So, when we started talking about this episode, I wanted to cover something slightly different, but it might have required a little bit more research. But I'm just going to cover some highlights of what I wanted to cover. Okay. And that was how the MAGA crowd is similar in aspect to Christianity. And so there are definite mergings of how they are implemented, what the structure is, and how it all kind of comes together. Mm-hmm. So basically what he was saying, we deify Trump as a leader. He's basically a living God to the MAGA crowd, right?
Which is so weird.
It really is. I don't understand it. I can't wrap my brain around it. But it is very similar to the same sentiment that people have for Jesus and God. Yeah, and right? They've
compared him to that. Oh, which is so fucking weird.
Yeah, no, there's images, there's all kind of shit that are very Christian based, and he has no Christianity in him at all. No, in fact, I went and looked one time to try to find quotes on the Bible and Christianity from Trump. There's basically none. No. He only says it when he has to, and he says something like a prayer. He says, let's all pray for blah, 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 blah. Right. But he doesn't have anything to do. He doesn't know the first thing about Christianity.
No, we all knew that when somebody was asking on his favorite verse or his favorite part of the Bible or his favorite. Right. Do you prefer the Old or New Testament even?
Yeah. Yeah. He doesn't have a single thing that he knows about it. Yeah. So anyway, they deify this person the same way they do, the Christian gods, right? Mm-hmm. Or any god that anybody has that's a deity. There's a very strong sense of identity in this group, right? Mm-hmm. They identify very heavily with the crowd that they're a part of. They've got the MAGA hats, they've got the Trump shirts, they've got all that, and the Christians have their crosses and their Bibles and their whatever. It's And there's very much a sense of it's us versus them. There's the outsiders and there's us, right? And they take that to the nth degree. Yeah. And that's part of why there's so much hate involved in. And look, when I'm saying Christianity, I know that there are groups of Christians who are not hateful. I know that there are groups of Christians who are not part of the MAGA train. So I'm mostly talking about the right-wing Christian nationalist groups, the evangelical Christians, etc. Right. Right. So yeah, the evangelicals and the right wing Christians are the ones that I'm kind of mostly getting at here. It's not about all Christians necessarily, but that strong, sense of us versus them in certain cultures of Christianity, and definitely in the MAGA is what I'm referring to there. Mm-hmm. And there is the sense of the morality based around them all too, right? Mm-hmm. MAGA is very much tied into the whole Christian idea of morality with regard to how they treat, trans rights and the abortion, rights, and just different aspects that are tied directly into that whole Christian realm as well. It's the same ideas. It gives everybody a sense of moral superiority. Yeah. It has nothing. They don't really care about abortion. They don't really care about trans rights, but it gives them something to hate and something to be right about. Yeah. Right.
I said smug. You said right, and it comes to the same.
It does. And there's enough talking points for most basic human beings out there to go out and yell at most people about abortion and sound somewhat correct, right?
Sure.
They aren't correct. They're absolutely wrong.
Yeah.
But they have enough ammo to make it sound like they know what they're talking about, right? And that's all that really matters, because most people don't actually do the research to find out what is correct, what isn't correct. And if you say enough words, people are just like, okay, fine. You know, like that's the just giving in, right? They just throw so much shit at you, you just give in. Yeah. And that's part of this whole, and it's the same way with Christianity. You know, you get indoctrinated into that. You get bullied into the MAGA crowd, right? Like you just kind of get beat down until you're part of it, I guess. I'm assuming that's how that works. I don't really fucking know. Right. I can't imagine being in that crowd and being okay with the viewpoints that they have. So, but that, you know, like the demonization of outsiders, right? Like Christians don't necessarily like even sometimes other Christians.
Right.
You know, like some Christians aren't Christian enough. Right. But and again, it's that us versus them mentality. It's just all across the board with both of these groups. And they both are part of, like, they talk about tradition a lot. They go on about how the the Make America Great Again.
Yeah,
right?
I was just going to say
it used to be great back when exactly?
Right.
And Christianity, we need to go back to our root values, our family values. Yeah. And, you know, so these things are very similar too.
Back when women knew their place, Black people knew their place, people of color in general knew their place. And back when children were seen and not heard, and we could beat them. Right. And back when we could make the kids work in the mines if we wanted to, because they're my kid. They belong to me.
Right. And it brings it all back to, like, there's basically just this resistance to change in both groups that epitomizes the ideals of both of these groups. So, like, well,
they have this ignorant romanticizing of the past as though it was this perfect time period and had nothing wrong with it. Right.
Yeah. And when you are resistant to change, you can say everything back here was great, and all the stuff that's happening now we hate. And what sells better than anything else? Hate.
Of course.
Hate sells. Hate is easy to pitch. Hate is the easiest scapegoat you can give to a person.
Hate is where the clicks are, baby.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. It's the easiest way to bring someone on board with you, because if you tell them that you lost your job because of this person over here, and you can hate that person, you just made a friend.
Yeah.
If you can tell this person that they are morally superior to that person over there because they don't believe in this and those people believe in that, then you just made a friend, right? Like you bring people on by saying it's okay to hate these people and feel better than them.
Right.
Right. Don't worry about thinking it through. Don't worry about, like figuring out what the facts are or anything like that. Just it feels good to hate them, right? Yeah, so come on over here with us.
Right.
And that's the gist of it, right?
Sure.
The gist of it is that most of what MAGA is the same thing that Christianity is in some sense. The whole concept of how people get brought on board and how they're allowed to have viewpoints that are harmful to other people through this culture that indoctrinates people into it.
Right.
And that was all I really wanted to get at. I just wanted to point it out because I think I live with the idea that these two things are basically the same thing, but they're not, because the people that are MAGA, I would never consider calling them a good Christian.
No.
Right?
No.
Like, I know good Christian is a misnomer, right? But there are people who are hateful who most people would call a quote unquote good Christian, because they're demure, they're quiet, they hate in the background, right? It's two different crowds, but it's the same end result.
Yeah.
That's all.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry. I had to say it.
No.
Because it's been eating at me with regard to how this all breaks down.
And it breaks down to two groups that overlap because they are basically the same kind of cult and they complement each other.
Exactly.
I did want to say something else that one of my friends posted.
Please.
And the reason that I want to say it is a reminder that our friends of color are not safe,
Yeah.
One of my friends wrote, sending love to teachers and anyone trying to help scared children understand and feel safe. The last time Trump won, a boy laughed and told my daughter that Trump was going to deport her. I'd imagine things will be so much worse this time. Her daughter's Asian. So,
Oh, wow.
Yeah. There were some other things that were posted. Apparently there's a college where a bunch of Black students received texts that told them that they needed to pack and be ready to be picked up by a van that was going to carry them to a cotton field where they needed to get ready to go to work in the fields.
The normalization of hate was one of the biggest characteristics of Trump's last term.
These were things that just happened, though.
Right.
So,
but that's where these things became more okay after Trump took office the first time, and they're going to continue to get worse as he takes office again.
Yeah.
So, unfortunately.
Just a reminder, take care of your friends of color, take care of your friends who don't identify as straight, take care of all your friends, check in on them, be a good ally.
Yeah.
Make sure everybody's okay.
I know we've been talking a lot about different things here, but one of the other things that I tried to talk to you about last night, but the conversation got better as we got into today and kind of we're back and forth about things. But
yeah, this really wasn't very well put together because
no, it wasn't. This is more stream of thought.
Yeah, but I don't feel guilty for that. This is not an apology. This is, I think, we're stream of thoughting what everybody is kind of thinking.
Yeah, we're still working through this ourselves.
Yeah.
But to me, I think one of the most important things about what we have to do from here, it's no longer okay to just be silent.
Right.
I think that we have to stand up for what is right and what is, and speak out against what is wrong.
Yeah.
And that means especially when we see things like even just in the most nuanced of conversations, right? Like, don't let things slide.
Yeah.
Don't the MAGA crowd does not let things slide.
Right.
They will speak up to you in a heartbeat and tell you that you're wrong and this is the way it is and this is what you should think. And why do we accept that that's the way things are? Why do we accept that we aren't allowed to say it back?
Toward that end, when I talk about my parents all the time and how my relationship with them, like how it eats at me and I don't know how to reconcile things.
Yeah.
My dad was over and over again mispronouncing Kamala's name.
Yeah.
And every time he did, he would say it Kamala and I would say Kamala.
Yeah.
Like I wasn't being rude. I was just like Kamala.
Right.
And then like the third time, my mom was like, Mike.
Yeah.
Like, say it right, No,
and that's the little things that make a small difference, right?
And that's what I was saying. Like, it doesn't have to be controversial. It doesn't have to be like you raising your fist or being mean. It doesn't have to be a harsh tone of voice. It can be something as small as when somebody mispronounces somebody's name in front of you,
right?
Just politely, and don't like say it like, you asshole. Just be like, your tone of voice can be like, oh, I don't know that you know this, but their name is actually pronounced blah, blah.
Right.
And then say it again, blah, blah. And then say it again, blah, blah, till they get the point that, hey, motherfucker, as often as you mispronounce it right in front of me, I am politely and I will keep pretending like you that you're not doing it on purpose. Just like I'm not doing it on purpose. What?
Yeah.
Blink, 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 blink.
Yep.
So that's just a really small way. Before the show, we were talking with our Discord live friends, and I think husband has committed to he's going to start wearing an ally pin at work around all of his, fun people that carry guns and stuff. So I don't know how we feel about that. It was just kind of said, and maybe we need to follow up on that. But
speaking of which, I shared this with you, but the conversation that was had as we were leaving work the night of the election by a couple of the people that were there was that they were going to
bring guns to work the next day because they were worried about what was going to happen.
Yeah.
And I'm like, holy fuck.
Yeah.
Like, I think Ohio is a conceal and carry state.
Well,
and there's no specific laws. There's no specific rules at our work, I don't think, against carrying a gun necessarily. But Jesus fucking Christ.
Yeah.
Like, what you're just gonna apparently just civil war is just gonna erupt tomorrow if you don't get your way. Is that what's gonna happen? Like, who are you gonna go shoot, dude?
Yeah.
Like, what is gonna happen? I don't really understand what's gonna. Yeah.
The guy with the ally pin. That's who.
No, I know. Right. But I was talking to one of the people that I was able to, like, I've got their ear on certain things, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so we talked about this, and I said, what do they think that, like, the liberals have guns? Because we don't.
Generally.
I'm not saying we don't.
I mean, Kamala's got a, I know,
Jesus.
Look, no, when somebody says it, like, I have to on purpose, like, make a correction. That's not me not knowing how to pronounce her name. That's me working through because, you know, I'm an idiot. So anyway, Kamala said, like, somebody breaks into my house, I'll shoot them.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
You're going to get shot.
Right. But I mean, let's be honest. There's a lot more people on the right that have way more guns than generally on the left.
Absolutely.
You know, that's basically how it breaks down across the country.
Yeah.
Okay. But I was just flabbergasted. I'm like, I can't believe you guys are literally talking about bringing guns to work for some perceived, like, I don't understand what they think is going to happen.
Right.
It's not that who are they fighting? Who are we fighting? Like, I don't understand who they're fighting. Right. Who are you fighting? They think they're fighting somebody.
Yeah.
Like, literally, viscerally I think they feel like they're fighting somebody.
They do, is the thing.
And I don't know who it is.
Well, they don't know.
And I don't think they can, tell me who it is. So I don't understand what the fuck is going through their brain.
I don't know.
I can't wrap my head around it.
I know that you and I got into a little heated argument over it because I was like, are they allowed to do that? And are you allowed to just carry guns around? And are you going to report them? We need to call the police. Like, I was freaking out because I was like, oh my God, you can't be there with all those guns. Like, what the fuck? You're going to get shot. What the fuck?
I'm not going to get shot.
Okay. But
no one was going to get shot.
Okay. But listen to me. That's as ridiculous as my freak out.
It's not, but it is. Okay. All right. I don't want to get into a fight over it, but
right.
I don't think it was that ridiculous to say that no one's going to get shot. These are people who are not going to do that and risk their job for what are they going to? Again, I'm going to come back to the question: what the fuck were they going to do? Who are they going to go shoot?
I don't know.
There's nobody to go shoot. That's the thing.
Right, but just having guns on the premises makes a place unsafe.
I don't disagree with that sentiment.
That's all I was saying.
But I don't think they're going to come out of their office and just start unloading on people because they didn't get their way on the election night. They're waiting for some perceived incident that they think is going to happen.
Right, but they're also waiting for instructions
from who?
From some Trumpy boss guy to say, again, this is what we're doing.
Those instructions would say to go shoot who?
I don't know.
I don't understand. Like, even at the, like, I just don't understand. I don't understand who they think they're going to tell these people to go shoot. Who they think they're going to go shoot. It makes literally no sense to me. I don't get it.
Right. Well, I did not feel okay with you going to work to be around that because I'm like, that's scary and bad and dumb.
I wasn't worried about it.
I know you weren't.
At the same time, it is really weird.
But you are a cis white man, so
I agree.
If somebody like our kid walked in with their
I wouldn't really even be worried for them.
Really?
Really?
With their they them pins and their very very clearly queer outfits.
It's more about the bravado that they're pushing for. It's more about the alpha maleness of bringing the gun than anything else. It has nothing, in my opinion, based on the people I'm dealing with. And I'm not saying this applies across the board. Obviously, these things go too far sometimes. Mm-hmm. But generally speaking, the Republican MAGA people who are bringing their gun to work the day after the election in order to protect themselves from something perceived that's going to happen, they don't have a clue what they're angry about.
They don't know who they're fighting against. They don't actually understand what is going on. And the gun thing is more about this alpha male behavior than it is about actually doing anything with the gun.
I think it would have been funny if you would have just like stood up and been like, just out of curiosity, who is it y'all are trying to shoot at?
Right. Well, I almost got to that point, but it was like right at the end of the night as we were all leaving, and it kind of just fizzled out as we were walking out the door. And I didn't have that opportunity. But if they had brought guns the next day, and I knew about it or something, I would have definitely said something, because I was actually curious. I'm like, why? What is this?
Right.
I don't get it.
Yeah.
I really don't. I don't understand it.
I don't either. But they scared. Those people scared as fuck. And Fox News got them scared of everything and everybody.
And not to counter that idea, but we're pretty scared ourselves.
Yes, we are. But we can name who we're scared of.
So can they. The immigrants. I'm just saying, like, they don't actually know these people. They don't know how to find them. They don't know where they are. They don't know how it's happening. But they can name it. They can say, because Fox has told them. Right-wing news pundits have told them it's the immigrants. It's the Antifa. It's the, whatever. It's all these people that they don't actually know who they are. But those are the ones that they're going to say. So
we're just scared of all the white men with guns? I mean,
we're scared of what is going to happen politically to people that we care about.
Yeah.
We're scared about the sentiment in this country. We're scared about things that are more about the direction of our country, as opposed to scared of someone in particular, other than, we're scared of what Trump will allow to happen.
Right.
It's not really, yes, it is about what Trump will do, but it's probably more so about what he won't do.
Yeah.
In my opinion. I don't know. We have anything else to cover, or we run our gamut of bitching about this election?
I think we ran it.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, this maybe wasn't our best episode.
I don't feel better.
But I don't think anybody's going to feel better.
No.
That's going to take a few, probably 4 at least years.
4 years. Yeah.
Yeah, at least.
Hoping. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing. I think at the end of it, what we're trying to say is we're going to keep showing up. We're going to keep doing our thing. We hope that y'all will keep coming back, and hopefully we'll get through this together.
There is something we had possibly discussed, and I don't want to promise that we're going to do this, but I think that, given our platform, something we would like to do is occasionally kind of recap what Trump is doing with regard to, not supporting, separation of church and state, not supporting secular ideas, and kind of holding his feet to the fire with regard to what we can in our small slice of the world too.
Sure.
And we might do some occasional episodes with regard to those things.
Yeah.
Just to keep him accountable publicly.
Yeah.
And do our small part.
Yeah.
So, all right. I think we're going to go ahead and sign off there. This was a very terrible last couple of days for us, because
for all of us, not just me and you.
Yeah, I'm sorry. That's what I meant, but I didn't say it right. And we haven't got our weekly Q&A done, or our Q&A done yet. So we still don't have the weekly recap out, which we will be doing.
Yeah.
Probably sooner rather than later.
Yeah.
So those will be coming out shortly, and we will be back soon.
Yes.
All right. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Hey, wife, I guess that's the end?
But husband, that's just sad.
It doesn't have to be. We are on lots of social media platforms like Twitter. Our handle there is sacrilegious_D.
For D's nuts.
Oh my God. Stop doing that. Anyway, we're also on Facebook, Instagram, and Pinterest. There's a link to all of our social media sites at our website.
Ooh, we have a website?
Yeah, it's sacrilegiousdiscourse.com, where you can also find a link to our merch shop.
We have a merch shop?
Yep, we have podcast-themed clothing, mugs, notebooks, and more, as well as an atheist and science-themed products.
Wow, our fans should really go check that out right now.
Definitely. They can get in touch with us by sending an email to sacrilegiousdiscourse@gmail.com. But before they do that, we could really use some help.
Oh yeah? With what?
Well, it's not free running the podcast, and we need some financial support in order to get better equipment, which will free up time so we can concentrate on our podcast and our fans.
Okay, so what should they do?
head over to patreon.com/sacrilegious discourse and sign up as a contributor on our podcast. Supporters there receive additional bi-weekly episodes that we record just for our Patreon members for as little as $2 a month.
Also, we'd really appreciate it if you would like and subscribe on whatever platform you're using.
And Apple Podcast reviews help us out tremendously.
Like and subscribe, leave an Apple review, join us on Twitter, support us on Patreon. That's a lot of instructions. Don't forget to say thanks.
Thanks.
Okay, bye.